Shalom, Israel. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Mashiach, Yahweh, Shabbat Shalom to Israel and all us out there. Share the videos if y'all got it, let it so that people can get these lessons and let this stuff go out. Today's class is called Faith in the Law, Statutes, and Commandments. Faith in the Law, Statutes, and Commandments. And we're going to touch a little things about the faith, not just having faith, because that's what the Christians always say. I got faith. But if they do have faith, they should have faith in the law, statutes, and commandments. That means faith in, if I got faith in Yahweh, that means I got faith that I believe that what he said, if I believe in him, that means I got to believe in what he said we're supposed to be doing. That means I got to believe in the judgments that he said was going to occur if I don't do this stuff. That's faith. Just saying I believe is not faith. That's not faith. And then we're going to go through, we'll get that lesson in a minute. We're going to get it.
I'm going to read today.
Let's go to Romans chapter 5. And let's start at verse 1.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 5 and verse 1. Therefore, being justified by faith.
How? Being what?
Being justified by faith. We have peace with God through our Lord Yahweh, by whom also we have access by faith into this grace, wherein we stand, and rejoice in hope of the glory of God. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also.
We what?
We glory in tribulations also.
Man, we glory in tribulation. Also, we heard that before, but it's just reiterating again. We glory in tribulation. Man, when you're going through some stuff, don't get all quit getting so sad and down on yourself. Then tell me, I believe in God. No, you don't. None of you done got so far down that where you can't pick yourself up to where you don't believe it. You don't believe it. So quit lying to yourself. Because if you got faith that Yahweh Shah going to take care of these things, these matters, I'm behind on this. Quit crying. Because you talking about, I believe God. No, you don't. Not if you sitting up there crying and whining. That's two different things. You going opposite of what you saying you believe. But they said we should be happy, even when we going through some stuff. My mama died. Oh, thank God. Sound terrible? Because we was taught opposite, we just supposed to be, so. Sometimes, like when my dad died, my dad had told me, yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready. It's time to rest. We up here, oh, he gone, man. Daddy like, shoot, I'm ready to go. God dang, let me go. Let me die. God dang it, what you mad for? I did what I did. I took care of you, but you on, you look good. Let me die. And that's how we supposed to be. He said even in tribulation, we always make a problem with it when there's no problem. Because if you have faith, then therefore, all of us done been through some stuff. Who's still in it? I'm going to use, all of us been in some shh. Who's still stinking? Who's still in it? What's so bad about it? We done got out, and guess what? We went back in. And we got out again. And we went back in. And when we was getting out, we were like, oh, thank God. So if you believe God before, then you should believe him every time you go through something.
See, because a lot of what tribulations is set up for what? So we can enter into the kingdom. If we don't go through nothing, he's not going to let, you think he's going to let somebody come to the kingdom without going through nothing? Matter of fact, just get a precept on that. Go to Acts chapter 14. We can't even enter the kingdom without going through tribulation.
Yeah, no doubt.
We got to go through the tribulation just to go to the kingdom.
And then how can I trust if you ain't been through nothing?
Exactly. How we gonna trust you?
Yeah.
Read that out. 22.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 14 and verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith.
He said, exhorting them to continue in the faith. Read.
And that we must, through much tribulation,
read,
enter into the kingdom of God.
Man, that's plain. through much tribulation, we're gonna enter into the kingdom of God, man. So don't think that when you're not gonna go through things, don't think that these things is not gonna be, you're not gonna be faced with it. It told us to prepare ourselves for temptation, man. It goes into tribulation.
Yeah. And let me show you something, what it meant. Much.
It said much.
Not a little bit, much. Much. I mean, ask y'all, like when you take a bath, man, who took a bath only one time this month? I know that.
They ain't gonna admit them no way.
So that's what I'm saying. You're going to go through a lot of dirt. You're going to be, but at the same time, you got to get up and have faith that, hey, I'm going to clean myself. I'm going to get clean. You got to. He said much. Not a little bit. Much. Much. If you turn, you're like a lot of times, we want to wash them clothes and stuff. You put them in the wash machine. If you put it in there, push that button, and it said, chin, and then it said, done. You'll be looking at that. I don't want to wear that shirt. That's all it took. It just, man, I'm done. You be like, man, that mud's still dirty. You gonna take it out, the mustard's still on it. The ketchup's still on it. They're still dirty. You be saying, but like I said, it's going to wash a man, you gotta go through some stuff. You gotta be washed, tossed, turned, flipped upside down. Who got a front end loader? Look at your clothes sometime in the wash machine. They doing all kind of stuff just for you to wear that again. They flipping, doing. I sit there and watch. They doing all kind of. They going through some stuff. They don't look like they having fun in there. But guess what? When that buzz stopped, and then what's so bad about it? Mine got that 2,000 RPM. It's spinning the crap out of them. So sometimes you got to be spun and throw it away. All this stuff got to come all off for you to be clean. It's like your brother said, you're going to go through much, man, in order to get yourself clean. We did, like I said, we take one bath a year, time I was clean the whole year. That's why I asked, who just took one bath this month? You wash yourself on a daily basis. Well, some of us.
And see, man, basically, what we're going into today is what? True faith. But like I said, the Christians love to say they got faith, right? But your faith should justify your actions.
Mm-hmm.
Like we going into Romans 5, the first word of Romans 5 say, therefore. Meaning what? You got to revert back to the chapter before and see what we're talking about, which is Abraham's faith, right? And Abraham was justified by his faith, right? That's what he did. He was justified through his faith, being faithful. You can go with James 2:14, faith without works is dead. You're going. But we talking about true faith, man, today. You know what I'm saying? Which has to line up with your actions, man.
Because I not only that I want to get to this like this, because not only that, because a lot of times the Christians like to run those verses. Mm-hmm. See, Abraham had faith, but see, they didn't see Abraham also had works.
Right.
And see, that's what it said. We got to have works. Like, we can get in all that. This is going to cover all that today. Because it's going to hit some of the Christians across the head. Because I seen him pull one time. Well, I forgot which one y'all was dealing with. One of them, he said something about it. They went to that scripture about faith. Abraham. It was about Abraham. It's all it was about was faith. But then they don't know what faith in what. See, they think he's talking about faith in Yahweh. But see, you got to understand. Faith in Yahweh means all the whole Bible from what it was talking about to the prophecies and all those other things. But we'll get to that. Go. Did you finish that? Go.
The book of Romans,
Yeah,
chapter
let's go.
5
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
and verse 3.
Go ahead.
And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience,
Mm-hmm.
and patience experience,
Mm-hmm.
and experience hope,
Mm-hmm.
and hope make it not ashamed,
And do what?
and hope make it not ashamed.
See, just in that little thing, it's always order. God has order on everything. Everything. See, that a lot of times, man, we get commandments out of the Bible, the laws that's in them books, and we're going to bring one out at the end of the day, but the thing about it, see, we be thinking God just doing it just to giving it to us. He built us. He made us. So he know what it is that we require, what it is that's good for us, He know what it is that's bad for us. And we got to have faith that whatever he say do, that is work out for our good, because we just obeying what he say do. That's all we supposed to do. You be like, man, that's stupid. Because some of you look in the law and be like, that don't make no sense. That's stupid. But then it's a purpose. So I ain't just doing stuff just to be doing it. He didn't tell you to stop eating pork because he didn't like a pig that he created. He knew what the pig did and what it brought to the table, what was going on in your body when you ate it. He know that. So we didn't know that. So because we heard a lot of times, the Muslims been around us all the time. What they been telling us? We don't know swine. Sure, we would tear swine up right in their face and denying the bean pie. But they never told us what it was that why. They don't know why. See, we know why because we got the truth right. And then when you start looking at it, what happens? You started going, dang, no wonder my leg was hurting. No wonder mama in the hospital. No wonder my ankle looked like a bat now. Just swole up. That we know now. Why? Because we started researching for the laws that we were told. We just hear him and say, hey, when you start looking into it, you like, dang, man, I didn't know that did that. I didn't know how I had parasites running through my body. I didn't know how the brain looked when you eating all the pork and they die and there's parasites all in your brain. I didn't know that. But guess who did know? That's how I knew. Y'all don't eat that. That stuff unclean. Don't eat the lobster. And then I didn't even know, man, you get lobsters, you put them in heat and all them little worms come right out of it. Didn't know that. Shoot, I was the number one. I was Papa Do's #1 player. Listen, I was him. I come in, what y'all got in that tank? Get the biggest rodent they got in there. Eat nothing but parasites, boy. Give me a plate for the parasites. I'll take the biggest one.
Try it out.
Yeah, I was trying, boy. Stunned, boy. I was stunned like a song guy. Tell him, stunned with garbage. Let's go. Because I'm going to break these words down, too. I want to go ahead and go to 8. Finish and go to 8.
The book of Romans chapter 5 verse 5, and hope make it not ashamed, because the love of God is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Ghost, which is given unto us. Verse 8, but God condemned his love toward us.
No.
Read on down.
No, you did it
from 5.
Yeah.
Verse 6, for when we were yet without strength, in due time Christ died for the ungodly.
Which was us.
Hold on. We know we got to touch that.
Yeah, we're coming back. Go ahead. No, go ahead. You can hit thumbs up because I'm going back to the
Read verse 6 again.
Knock that out.
The book of Romans chapter 5 and verse 6. For when we were yet without strength, in due time Christ died for the ungodly.
But so that means that we can still go out there and eat pork and shrimp. Does that mean that we still can go out and just forget all the laws and just do what we want to do? Man, that's madness, man. Brothers and sisters still, just like even in this truth. Man, look, we got to regard the laws, man. He expecting us to do this. Guess what? He expecting us to strengthen up, man, daily.
There you go. I'm glad you said that. Strengthen up. That's exactly what I was seeing when I was looking at that. The strength.
That's what he expecting us to do.
The strength. He came and died. Otherwise, we'd have been getting weak because we'd have been falling up short of not keeping God's law. We'd have just been out there doing what everybody else do. We was weak. That's weak. As I said, man, if you don't feel stronger in this truth, then you really just, you ain't did nothing.
You ain't doing nothing.
You drunk a little milk and you stop.
Because a lot of times, you know what people do in this walk? They get knowledge. Sometimes they get puffed up. They not only just get puffed up, they hit a spiritual ceiling. And they can't never get past. You can tell when a brother hit a spiritual ceiling because they'll start going reprobate. They're going to talk about one thing all the time, over and over again. That lets you know a person, like, you don't limit yourself, man. You don't put Christ in the box. You don't put the Bible in the box now. It ain't nothing else but what you feel and how you think.
Well, they think they just learned it all. I know it all. I'm done. I don't need to know no more. I don't need to read. I remember that one dude said, I don't need to read the Bible. I read it. I know all that.
And guess what? no matter how people feel, man, you can read that Bible. I done read it from front to back 4 or 5 times. From front to back. Just finished it up again like a week ago. Guess what? I still don't know everything in the Bible. I got more storylines out of it. Yes, I did. And I want a whole bunch more storylines. I'm going to go right back through it and read it from the front to back again. And guess what? I'm going to keep on precept apart, precept again. But guess what? When I'm without strength, guess what? That's what he died for. When you weak, you're vulnerable. You at your lowest state. That's what he died for. He ain't died for you to keep on just doing what the hell you think y'all want to do. It's not designed this way for this truth, man.
And the thing is, you want to cover all corners, especially what Christians going to always come up with. Like we said, the ungodly, they thinking this is going to everybody. But Romans what? Set the context. Romans chapter 1 verse 7 set the context. We know who the beloved is. We know who the saints are. We know who the book of Romans was written to. But give me Hebrews chapter 9 verse 15. Because like I said, we know that the Most High God had Christ come and die for the Israelites. Brothers got to be ready to be able to pin a Christian in the box with these scriptures as well too. But like we said, this is going into the milk on who he know, who he died for. We know that Israel was the only one up under the laws. Romans 9 tells you all those things, but these precepts got to be running through brothers' heads. You get there, read that out.
Book of Hebrews, chapter 9, verse 15. And for this cause, he is the mediator of the New Testament.
Going into Christ, read on up.
That by means of death, for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament.
That were under the what?
That were under the first testament.
Who was up under the first testament? The Israelites. That's plain. Read on up.
They which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance.
They, meaning what? The Israelites might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. This don't have to do with any other nation of people.
I just seen a dude use that the other day too. And he's battling a Christian guy, could not. The dude just went, he asked him to break that down.
He could.
Boy, he went everywhere but that scripture.
Yep.
Let's go back. You had some more?
Go ahead.
Let's go back.
This is the book of Romans chapter 5 and verse 6. For when we were yet without strength, in due time, Christ died for the ungodly.
That's us, the Israelites, because at that time we didn't have a God. We was ungodly. We wasn't doing God's laws. Go ahead.
For scarcely, for a righteous man would die. For a righteous man will one die. Yet peradventure for a good man, some would even dare to die.
He said, for scarcely, for a righteous man will one die. See, we'll die for other people, but then he said, but go ahead.
Peradventure for a good man, some would even dare to die.
Man, we be like, we think we gonna die. We'll die for us, because we gotta die. But when it comes to, I ain't dying, I wouldn't, what would you say? Man, I wouldn't die for these niggas. Boy, the half of us with Christ, boy, the world be in trouble. Israel be in trouble. Because we know us, we'd have been in the woods at Gethsemane. And when them soldiers came through there, we'd have been out the woods. Peter and them would have been sitting there like that. He was back there praying. We gone. We be fugitives. We gone. You know, we be, I'm not finna go die for them people. Especially the ones that been treating them bad. Who in there would have said, literally could say, I would have got on that cross. When you know you could have got off. Tell the truth. Would you have died for them Negroes in Chicago killing each other?
Guess what? Guess what? Not just, let's go a little deeper than that. Would you die for rapists and pedophiles?
Yes.
Would you die for the people that killed your mama?
Yeah. Yes. Would you die? See, that's what this said. See, he did something, we'd have been like, man, I ain't anywhere in the world. I don't even like that nigga. I'm not dying for that nigga. And not only that, he got on the cross and said, man, forgive him. Well, you know, we would have had a whole different thing. Man, Efton, that we'd have been on that cross, man. Efton, we wouldn't have never gotten out there. Forgive them, Father, for they don't know what they doing. Boy, that would have been a whole different language if it was me up there. I'd have been cussing everybody out up there, cussing the Romans out. They was just, man, just shoot him, man. Just shoot him, because he ain't gonna shut up. Talking about 3 days. I've been on there 3 days, cussing everybody out. 3 days, nigga, I ain't did nothing but did that. Now that's what we'd have did, because we'd have been mad. He didn't do that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just like you say, when you look at how Christ died, we literally told what's the Roman soldier, we would have told who was that? We don't want Christ. Our people told we don't want Christ. Give us Barabbas. We said that. And he, guess what? And if he wasn't for, guess what? Christ, like, the Most High God strengthening Christ up to do his job. Guess what, man? We wouldn't have grace right now.
Wow.
See all the homosexuals walking around, LGBTQ MFs. You see how many people is walking around still up under grace doing what the hell they want to do? Even in this truth, people in this truth still do what the hell they want to do. Like they niggas in the world. Guess what? Yeah, it's certain things sometimes brothers and sisters have to go through, and then you have to strengthen yourself up. But guess what, man? You should be thinking on the way to try to change those things. Because everybody's not perfect, but we striving, though. We should be striving for it. Go ahead, Doc.
Boy, that's a good example, boy. Go ahead, Doc. Read that.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 5 and verse 8. But God commended his love toward us, in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us.
For who?
For us.
No, for everybody.
For us.
They be acting like all of a sudden English language just don't count no more. Us, them, mine, ours. That means something in this Bible too. I don't know why all of a sudden when they get the Bible, that don't work no more.
Now all of a sudden you taught us possessive now, but
all of that. That what you had us in school, breaking down sentences.
I learned that.
Context clues.
All of that. But then all of a sudden now, that's what you do when you read any book. But don't do it when you're reading the Bible. And that's what they be trying to tell us, like, nah, that don't mean nothing. But I just want to hit back on some of the words that we was talking about. Because like I said, there was order in these things that was going on. The Most High had order in everything. See, people, when you doing this work out that. Then that right there, when you get to that, it works out this. It works out this. But sometimes we be complaining about the little thing that we have to do at first. So guess what? You ain't getting the rest of that stuff if you ain't did step one. And our people love to do that, boy. Like that, boy. We can't even go get a little bookshelf. First thing we do is take the directions and put them on the side and start building the shelf. And then be wondering, well, I don't know why that leg don't fit.
Why my bookshelf so weak?
Yeah, why lean it? Why one side bigger than the other one? That's the first thing we do. Get the directions. Learn the order of things.
Then don't tell you, because then they get tired. Once you get tired of battling back and forth on the bookshelf, then you'll probably pick the paper up. Now you read 45 minutes.
After you done took it down 3-4 times, you couldn't get it right. Now you go back.
You don't waste all these, you don't waste a whole hour trying to put it up, can't do it. Now you got to sit here and read this instruction for 45 minutes. Then you put it together in 10 minutes.
And that's what the Most High gave us this Bible for right now. They give us these basic instructions before leaving this earth. So we got people, boy, they just don't want to.
Let me get this precept real quick. Give me the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, verse 1. Because even like Aka's going into these things, the scriptures is for us to do what? To order our lives. Mm-hmm. And that's what wisdom does. Wisdom is what? Going into the law, statutes, and commandments, the words of the Bible. And these things order our life. You can read that up.
Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 1. Wisdom reaches from one end to another mightily.
Read that again,
Wisdom reaches from one end to another mightily.
It says it reaches from one end to another mightily. Meaning what? Wisdom is in everything. It's in the sky. It's in the sun. It's in the moon. It's in the animals. It's in the plants. It's in the earth. But it's not in us. Like we said, we just on a lower level. Read on up.
Wisdom reaches from one end to another mightily. And sweetly does she order all things.
And sweetly does she order all things. Not some things, but it orders everything. It orders your attitude. It orders your demeanor. It orders your hospitality. It orders your spirit. It orders your flesh. All these things goes into that. Go ahead, up.
All praise it. We can hear some of that wisdom too later on too. All praise. I'm glad you brought that out. Let's go back. Let's go to I'm going to start backwards on this too. Let's go to Romans chapter 8, verse 23.
This is the book of Romans chapter 8, verse 23. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body.
He said, waiting for the adoption to resist. It says, and not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruit of the Spirit. That's what we're supposed to have. Even ourselves grown within ourselves. We trouble within ourselves also. He said we trouble within ourselves and waiting. That's, you know what that is? Waiting. What is that? Patience. Therefore, being justified by faith, what? We have what? Patience. See, when you got faith, it's the building. It's a building point. It's a starting point in order to build. I don't know who in there started school in the 12th grade. Anybody? 7th grade. You started from where? Kindergarten, bottom, right? That's what you got. It's a building point, man.
That's a person. Like you say, people don't come out the womb with a full deck of teeth. Just got a full grill come out the womb.
No, yeah.
Can't come out the womb like that. No. It takes process. Guess what? He go a long time without having no teeth. He be smiling. He like, ooh, he's so cute. He got no teeth in his mouth. It takes process. Like you say, it's a build. Build up goes into everything. Plants, animals. Guess what? Even if you go to a job, like you say, they give you instruction. This is what I want you to do here. Everything builds up to a point.
If you put a seed in the ground, I promise y'all, if y'all put a seed in some dirt yesterday and come back out and it's a tree with fruit already on it, I wouldn't eat that. I would not eat it, even if I don't care how pretty the goddamn fruit look. I wouldn't eat it. I mean,
Yeah, that'd be worse than them GMOs.
you ain't lying, boy.
See your moment.
Wake up in the morning, your feet same size as your body. Like you don't know what happened. Go ahead, Phil. Let's go. Stay at the Romans. Where you was at? Verse 24.
Verse 24. This is the book of Romans chapter 8, verse 24. For we are saved by hope.
We what?
For we are saved by hope.
We saved by what?
By hope.
Salvation. Ain't that same salvation? Because ain't that what we hoping for? Ain't we hoping to be saved? Ain't we hoping to get up out of here? But how we get to hope? I mean, how we get that hope? What did it start with? Faith. Faith. Faith is the starter kit. I got a scripture. We're going to get to that too. But faith is the starter kit. Better yet, let me get there right quick. Let's go to Sirach 25 and 12. Then we'll go back.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 12. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love.
The what?
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love.
See, the fear of God, that's the beginning of his love. Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Because you fear, that means, hey, man, I fear him. I need to do what he say do. I believe the judgment. All this work together. Go ahead.
And faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him.
The faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him. Of getting a hold of the Most High. Faith is the beginning. See, that's what happened. That's what's wrong with a lot of Christians. They at the beginning. They don't get past the beginning.
And like we say, each day, brothers and sisters, faith should be increased when you seeing the things transpiring in the earth.
Exactly.
Are not the things transpiring in the earth going into what? Matthew chapter 24? We constantly see those things with pestilence, with rumors of war. We constantly seeing those things. Russia, China. You know, we constantly see those things coming to a head. Even with the variants of corona and so forth. We seeing those things. So those things should be doing what? Increasing our faith in this walk, man. As we seeing the scriptures being unlocked and unfolded or being fulfilled. Go ahead, Doc.
Why, how does it increase? Why is your faith supposed to be increasing? It's telling us plain. Watch this. Hold y'all precept right quick. I want to grab another precept on top of it. Go to Revelation chapter 3, right there, verse 19. Because you should be rejoicing when you're going through tribulation. Why you should be rejoicing in these things? This is why. This is Christ himself out in Revelation telling us this, man. Read that out.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 3 and verse 19. As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten.
Read that again out.
As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten.
Because guess what? We forget about the brotherhood so much. Oh, man, it's all about brotherhood. But when Christ telling us plain, he said, as many as I love, I rebuke and I chasten it. Man, guess what, man? You like, dang, he do love me. He do want to see me in the kingdom. He do want me. Guess what? That's what you think. What you think we do in the congregation? You see, when brothers and sisters spirits down, and guess what? Sometimes we have to rebuke you. Sometimes we have to love on you. But guess what, man? We're gonna do the order as Christ tell us to do. As Christ said, as many as he love, he rebuke and chasten. Guess what we're gonna do in here? As many as we love, we're gonna rebuke and we're gonna chasten. To help strengthen brothers and sisters, man.
And that's a trickle down even to the children. Like you say, parents, we doing those things even for the children to understand. Ain't that we hate y'all or anything. We just got to bring the correction. Just like Christ brought the correction to us. Go ahead, Doc.
Read that. Go ahead.
No, I'm just going. He says this is like he said. I love you. I love you if I'm trying to get you right.
Read verse 19 again.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 19. As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Be zealous, therefore.
He said, so now he said, after I rebuke and chasten, be zealous. See what I'm doing right now. Acknowledge what I'm doing. Read.
And repent.
And repent. So whatever I'm going through, guess what? Now I got my spirit back right. I'm good. This is how we're supposed to be set up, man. We're not getting to the kingdom thinking we're going to going to the kingdom in our own way. You're going to have to fully change or what the Most High God intends for you to be, for you to make it there. You can't go in there with half of my mind or how I think I feel like this. No. You're not getting into the kingdom. It's not going to work that way. It's definitely, you're going to have to change that whole man out the way to get into the kingdom. You're going to be exactly what the Most High and Christ told you to be, or you're not going to make it. I'm not going to take my old self into the kingdom. It's not going to make it. Point blank, period.
And like you said, why would you want to take that old self? We always got to reiterate this all the time. We knew how we was in the world, man. I know some of y'all shouldn't be able to want to stand your own damn self knowing how you was, man. You shouldn't want to take that into the kingdom, man. Like I say, every day you got an opportunity. You're supposed to be trying to kick that old woman or that old brother, man. You have something?
Some of them love the way they was, though. That's why they don't want to. They still hold on to it. I like that part. I like that. I was good. I was good. No, I wasn't no good at all. I can tell you that. When I read this Bible, I had realized, boy, I wasn't crap. But before that, though, you couldn't tell me nothing, nigga. I was the bomb. Then after I read this Bible, and I smelled like the bomb. That was it. That's all I had. I wasn't nothing. I realized that. I wasn't crap. Let's go back. Romans 8.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 24. For we are saved by hope. But hope that is seen is not hope.
Oh, the hope that is seen. Not because you watch that show. That shouldn't give you no hope. Not because brother such and such said or sister such and such. That shouldn't give you no hope. If you can see it, then you ain't hoping for nothing. You saying I hope you put that $5 in my hand. That ain't hope.
The whole class about that, boy. Hope that is seen is not hope.
It's not hope. It's not hope. But boy, that's all we hope for is the things that we can see. They call it. I hope God do this for me. That ain't no. If you can see that car, that's not hope.
And even we talked about that with the brute. Like we say, we seen all the miracles that the Most High God did for us when we came up out of Egypt. And what do? We still went off.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's literally showing us that guess what? It don't even matter if you see it or don't see it.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna have to literally work and earn your way into this kingdom, man.
That's what he said about Judah too. What does Judah have to have? They always need a sign
To see something.
And then the Most High like, man, I'm not giving them no signs like that because if I gave them signs before.
And
They seen clouds that's rumbling right over there. They're so scared of where they don't even want to go over it. But it's still right after that, they went and built the golden calf. Even they seen all kind of miracles. And guess what? Still. But then the first thing they say, you got to show me. Nigga, if I show you anyway, you still ain't going to believe me.
For real.
You going to find another excuse why not to believe me. So,
and that's exactly what the children of Israel did.
Yeah.
No, Moses, you speak with them. We ain't going to talk to them unless we die. This is what we say. And then we turn right back around here after, guess what? Because we a type of nation. What have you done for me lately?
Yes.
What have you done for me?
Who got the precept to verse 24?
Yesterday you did that for me. What about today?
Who got the precept to verse 24?
Hebrews 11:1.
They're not putting it because I'm going now.
Yeah, exactly.
But then that's what I was saying too. Like I said, that's basically saying that what you got to put some work in,
Man.
It's not gonna be handed to you or given to you on a silver platter, man. Hope that is seen. That's not real hope. That's why Abraham was called a friend. Like I said, we keep reverting back to Abraham, man, because he had that faith, that hope, that belief, man. Which actually, like we said, was lawful in this thing, man. He had to put some work in, man.
And you know what a lot of people doing? See, you can't add your old works when you was in the world to the works that you doing now, or supposed to be doing now. Because a lot of times we thinking we done did a whole, I'm tired. Yeah, because you tired from it. That works don't count with what you doing over here. You should be refreshed. This new work. But you can't add that old stuff. And I did this, and when I put it over here, yeah, it's gonna be heavy. Because you added all the crap that you didn't need in the first place. That ain't the work the Most High talking about. So when y'all realize to get rid of all of that other stuff and do the works of the Most High, I don't care what you did. I did all kind of stuff in that church. Don't mean nothing. Did none of it count. Only what I did when I got in this truth and learning these law, statutes, commandments. That's what counts. That's it. So quit adding them old and I was doing all kind of stuff. I was good to the people. I was doing it. I was this. I was doing that. Didn't mean a hill of beans.
That's doing what? Trying to put old wine in new bottles.
Yeah. Let that stuff go. You wasn't crap. I don't give a dang how you do. I don't care how many old ladies you done helped across the street. It don't matter. You wasn't no good. You probably was stealing in the purse anyway you was helping across the street. So, like I said, none of that matters. Take that and put it up. And what you're doing in this truth and for the Most High, that's the only thing that's going to count. Let's go ahead and go back.
This is the book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 24. For we are saved by hope. But hope that is seen is not hope.
That ain't hope.
For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for?
So say that again.
For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for?
Why do y'all hope for that? That you can see it. You don't even got to hope. Just go get it. So, I ain't got no money. Go steal it. It's right there. Yeah, I hope the Most High give me that step. I'm gonna be balling. No, you ain't gonna be balling. You ain't got no hope. Go get it. You can go get that easy. Go rob a bank, get your $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, go put a down payment on it. Whatever you gotta do, you can get it. It's right there. Go ahead.
Verse 25. But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it.
Do we do what?
Then do we with patience wait for
See,
it.
when you don't see what you hoping for, see all that makes you see now you gotta wait. You gotta wait. Like I said, when you see it, you be like, shit, I can get it.
Because, you know, it goes into Just like the things that we hoping for, like the gifts that our forefathers had, like when the listen to the Most High and pray to the Most High for it to rain down, hell, fire, all these things, man. Moses pardoned the sea.
All that.
Joshua pardoned the sea.
Miracles, man.
Healing the sick. Man, we hoping to get those things back, man. We ain't seeing nobody that's doing these things, just literally going up here and touching people, healing the people. These people doing fake miracles, man.
Mm-hmm.
They want to do all this stuff about get this holy water. Okay, if they can do all that, they take their asses to the hospital and cure all the people up in there.
Oh, there's no doubt.
You don't got no hospital.
Because even that kind of hope, like right now, that's part of people right now. You hope that'll come out their sickness. Some people that come out that you know that's in the hospital, you hoping that they come out. See, that's hoping for something you can't see. You can't see how it's gonna be done. But see, what develops is patience. Because you gotta wait for that to happen. You gotta sit there and wait. You gotta be like, man, I hope the Most High hear my prayers that this brother do. So you gotta wait. So you developing patience. All that work together, man. But it ain't the stuff you see, it's the stuff you did. Like the brother said, it's like something that you know, man, that's dang near impossible for to happen. It's like right now, we hoping to get into the kingdom. But it's we're patiently doing what? Learning and doing what it takes to get into the kingdom. Patiently. All y'all in out there in the sprint, boy, I can tell you where that's gonna go. You're gonna be tired in a minute.
Out of gas.
Yep. And that ain't nothing but a quarter of a mile, man, and we run at 26. You already
That's the reason why you think a lot of these Christians ain't gonna make it. They say they running, trying to get 100, good 99, and they have what do. They running. Guess what? We jogging. We pacing ourselves.
They finished. I got faith and believe in Jesus. I'm done.
That's they run.
They ain't even run the 50-yard dash. They made it that quick.
Out the gate.
Soon church over with. Anybody come up here and say in their heart that Jesus Christ is such and such. Boy, must have got saved about at least 24 times per year. Per year.
I think I went up there when I was a little kid one time, man, going with my auntie. I don't know, and telling me that you're saved. I'm like, I don't feel nothing. I'm like, what's up? What we saved from? I asked my auntie, I said, what we saved from? I was a little boy, I can remember that. What we saved from? Boy, don't be questioning God. They said we were saved from stuff. I'm sitting in the car just looking out the window the whole time. That's what I'm saying.
I remember.
I thought I was really saved. I didn't know what you said saved from something.
I used to be up there every other week. The pastor laying hand on I said, boy, I didn't every week. I got saved. I told you at least 4, 5, 6 times every 3, 4 months. I was getting saved every week.
Let me get this precept real quick, because like we said, we knowing that this truth, man, this walk, man, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9 and verse 11. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all. So he's letting us know that in this walk, the trials, even your faith, it takes time to get that thing up to there. But the point is to be doing what? Making haste every day.
Yes.
Building that thing up. Getting on a good foundation every single time.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Doc.
All praise. Let's go back. Did you finish 25? You finished 25? Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. 8. Did you come up with that? No, you said 8 and 1. Let's go 8 and 8. That's what I was looking for when he said that. I know I had it somewhere. Because now we just dealt with the hope and experience. Now we putting it all together. Now then we finna deal with this little experience right quick. Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 8.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 8. It says, if a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old, and conjectureth aright what is to come. She knoweth the subtleties of speeches, and can expound dark sentences. She foreseeth signs and wonders, and the events of seasons and times.
And what does that have to do? It's saying if a man desire experience, man, it's going to take some time to get there. Experience comes with time. When you're working on something, when you're an expert on something, that's because you spent time on doing whatever it is you're an expert on. You don't become an expert overnight. It's time you're putting in. Experience. That's why they said most like older people known to have what? Experience. Why? Because they had longevity in doing something. So I'm more experienced than y'all. I'm old. No, I'm just tripping. But the experience take time. And what does taking time do? What does that back up to? Patience. Patience. Patience.
And that conjecture is what? An opinion or conclusion formed on the basis of incomplete information. So going into Sirach, you want to make sure that you have a good understanding on these things. That's why it takes time for brothers to get up to the point to teach. First, you want to make sure that your spirit is right. You want to make sure that you're lined up with the scriptures, because our people love to do what? Flip it back on us. Well, brother, are you doing that? And how can you bring scriptures out on brothers if you're not doing it yourself? Go ahead.
I'll read that again from start at 8 again at the top of the book. Go to 9. We're going to go from there. I just want to read through.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 8. If a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old, and conjectureth aright what is to come.
But hold on. Boy, look at the wording on this. If a man desired experience, much experience, she knoweth the things of old. Meaning that's when you get experience, it's a female, it's a feminine. So that's why like he used Israel the same way. We the bride.
Wisdom is in the feminine sense.
Exactly. Go ahead.
I'm going to start again from the top. If a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old, and conjectureth aright what is to come. She knoweth the subtleties of speeches.
See, when you start learning, when you start getting experience, like the brother said, when you start getting in this truth, the more you start getting in this truth, you'll start knowing spirit before they get there. You'll start seeing things. Why? Because you experience these things. That's why I tell you get in the Bible and read. So you can gain some real good experience by reading this Bible. Not living in the world doing a lot of stuff. The more you get in this Bible, the more experience are you getting. So now when you get out into the world, it ain't about what you've seen in the world. The Bible is going to tell you everything. Every spirit going to show up. You're like, ooh, that's such and such. That one right there, that's such and such. Believe me, everybody that you run across, their spirit is somewhere in this Bible.
That's right. Subtleties of speeches is going into it. You can see when people is coming with what bull.
Exactly.
You can see it. How many times Bruce had that experience at work? I used to know I was talking about, brother, I read the Torah. Oh, boy. Here we go. Like, brother want to be deep. It's nothing wrong with saying that, but you can tell in the brother experience when they're trying to be deep and come in with some BS. You can just see it, man, from a mile away. And
why did the Most High call wisdom a woman? Because guess what? If wisdom was as a man, they would be an equal. That's what's order to a thing. That's why man, woman, he sets in order everything. Why do you think he called us the woman? He put us in. It's a level to these things.
Order, yes.
That's why you can never. That's why he count wisdom he esteemed it as the highest. But guess what? No, it's not on the same level. And that's how he wants us to be able to look at his wisdom versus looking at him. And that's the difference between the two. Go ahead,
all praise. Go ahead and finish that.
And can expound dark sentences.
And see, that's how you can be able to go into a room and everybody be trying to figure it out. You come right in and already know. Why? Because you got experience in that. You have patience. You went through the scriptures. You was learning. So now people be like, "Hey, I don't know what that's talking about." You come right in and be like, "Oh, that's talking about such and such." They looking at you like, "This nigga know," and it looks simple to you. Why? Because you experienced it already. Go ahead.
Hold on, let me get another precept for that subtleties of speeches. Go to Sirach chapter 36, verse 19. We'll get right back to the Maccabee.
I'll read it.
Go ahead.
The book of Sirach, chapter 36, verse 19.
Uh-huh.
As the palate tasted divers kinds of venison,
Uh-huh.
so doth a heart of understanding false speech.
It says, as the palate tasted diverse kinds of venison, meaning what? The top of your mouth. Your mouth tasted venison. Venison is going into what? Into meat. As your mouth tastes many different type of venisons, read on up.
So doth an heart of understanding false speech.
So doth an heart. A mind that's grounded in the law, statutes, commandments, meaning your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You can easily see when brothers and sisters are coming with false speeches.
Yep.
Saying the same thing. You're able to perceive subtlety of speeches and so forth. Or when you come in, or when they come in with guile and so forth. So y'all make sure y'all write that down.
And it helps you too in this walk when you especially when you out and people, they gonna come to you because you're Israelite. They gonna think you know something, or they gonna think you don't know nothing. So you can see them before they even get there. Even when they give me that question, boy, I can go a lot of times be like, "Boy, this nigga is full of crap." I don't tell them that they're out the top, but I'm like, "Oh," I just be listening to them. And then I walk out like, "That nigga was dumb than I'm up. He think I'm stupid." You know how somebody try to get you to believe stuff that you know is bull crap. That's because when you walking and doing in the spirit, and then you keeping these laws, you'll start seeing things that other people can't see.
And how that's called what? That you say all the time, discerning.
Discerning. I got the spirit of discernment. They don't got the spirit of discernment. Because see, now, like he just said, we showing you it takes steps to get there. But I remember that's what all Christians say. But first thing God gave me was the spirit of discernment. Well, if he gave you the spirit of discernment, you should know you should get your bags and get out that church fast. That should have been the first thing he discerned. But they all got it, though. Think about it. Listen, have y'all heard that in the church, have you? All the time. I got the spirit of discernment. And there's so much stuff be going on with them. If you had the spirit of discernment, you shouldn't have none of that stuff. But see, spirit of discernment to discern though comes with patience, experience, time, hope. That's how you get those things.
And how can we be able to discern when people talk? I mean, how can you discern when somebody talking some bull crap?
Mm-hmm.
Go to Sirach, precept. Go to Sirach chapter 4, verse 24. This is how, because a lot of times people open their mouth, you might think it's the coolest person in the world until they open their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Then they start talking, you like, dang, this mother bugged out like a bug. Read that out.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 4 and verse 24. For by speech, wisdom shall be known.
It said, by speech, wisdom shall be known. This is how you know if a person got some understanding, man. By speech, wisdom shall be known. Read.
And learning by the word of the tongue.
I'm learning by the word of the tongue, man. This is how you know, man. Read on.
Verse 25. In no wise speak against the truth.
He said, in no wise speak against the truth, right? Read on.
But be abashed of the error of thine ignorance.
So it's saying be abashed. Be ashamed of the error of your ignorance, man. So guess what? You got when wisdom should tell you when, no, this ain't a good time to say something. Wisdom should tell you it's a good time not to say something.
Abashed.
Abashed is going into embarrassed, discomfort.
Yeah.
You should be embarrassed. Guess what, man? If you know of your own ignorance, you ain't talking about the truth of your own ignorance. You should be everybody should be embarrassed of their own ignorance.
Yeah, because boy, when you think you got something on you and it ain't right, when somebody proves, you feel ignorant and I'm other.
You do.
But you should be humble and be ashamed of it and be like, man, let me go learn from them.
Exactly.
But some of our people boast. Boasting. And y'all women on that, read that from the top.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 4, verse 25. In no wise speak against the truth.
No, 4 by speech. 24. 24.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 4, verse 24. For by speech wisdom shall be known, and learning by the word of the tongue.
Now, a lot of us done been, men and women. Women, you done seen the man, you like, oh, he look good and all that. Then as soon as he talk, you be like, God dang. This Negro is dumber than a box of doorknobs. But just dumb. He be like, God. And men, we done, oh, she look good, boy. Then you get to go over there and talk to her, you be like, God dang. My dog's smarter than her.
That's what you call pretty ugly.
Yeah. That's what they're saying. It's like when they, it looks good. Then when you start speaking to them, you realize, man, that is
trouble.
But let's go back to what was that? 24.
Sirach. Wisdom of Solomon.
Yeah, what was it? Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, and verse 8, again from the top. If a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old, and conjecture aright what is to come. She knoweth the subtleties of speeches, and can expound dark sentences. She foreseeth signs and wonders, and the events of seasons and times.
Season and time. How do you get this kind of knowledge? How do you get this wisdom and understanding? Where did it come from? Only spending time in this Bible, man. That's the only way. Boy, we can tell the weather better than the man. They got all these machines. And we know the earth is finna heat up. We know it's getting bad. We know it's gonna be diverse earthquakes. We know it's gonna be floods over here. We know it's getting crazy. But they coming with machines and trying to tell you they be wrong all the time. Boy, but I done watched the news a whole lot of morning. I done grabbed a coat, boy, and went outside, it's 80 degrees, man. But like, man, God dang. But only way you gonna get this is these laws in this Bible. Because who only know the signs of time? Who can tell you that? Who can reveal that? Only the Most High. Only the Most High. So how you learn? By getting in Him. He said, if you abide in me, I abide in you. What I know, I give to you. But you got to go and do what He tell you to do in order for Him to start giving you these things.
Let me get a precept real quick. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 1.
The book of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High.
That's the starting point, like Ak is constantly going over. When you constantly giving your mind over to the law, making sure that, guess what, your spirit lines up with these laws, statutes, and commandments. Read on up.
And is occupied in the meditation thereof.
This is step 2. You doing the law, then you're doing what? Meditating on what you done read. Meaning what? You're constantly thinking upon these things. Letting it resonate on your spirit. Read on up.
Will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients.
Then you're going to go to what? To the wisdom of all the ancients. Seeing what David did in this time of travail. Seeing what King Solomon did in this time of trials and tribulations. Seeing what Samuel did. The prophet Isaiah. Read on up.
And be occupied in prophecy.
And that's one of the next things. Being occupied in prophecies. Because guess what? That reassures your faith in this walk. You seeing the things that's transpiring in the earth. Guess what? That should let you know, hey, let me buckle down and get my spirit right, man. Read on up.
He will keep the sayings of the renowned men.
And then you'll be basically doing what? Quoting what renowned men said. Saying the same thing that they said. Saying what Christ said. Read on up.
And where subtle parables are, he will be there also.
And where hard to be understood parables are, guess what? You're going to be there as well. Trying to give the breakdown. To give the understanding to our people. To reinforce their faith in this walk. Go ahead.
Praise you. Go back to where we was at. You want to?
Nuh-uh. Go ahead.
Okay. Now go back to 8 and 8. Praise. That's a good one right
This is the book of wisdom. When we started 9.
Yeah.
This is the book of wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 9. Therefore, I propose to take her to me to live with me.
He said, I propose. Then this experience, you hear what it's saying? I propose to take her to live with me. See, these things you learning, don't just leave behind. I learned that I'm done. I've gone to the next thing. No, you start bringing that stuff with you.
That's right.
You start performing that stuff with you. Let what you read in this Bible become you. It should be changing your mindset that this is normal to me. It's a normal thing. It should be normal. Sabbath should be normal. It's a normal thing to do this same stuff every Sabbath. What should be awkward to y'all now is the Sabbath come and you can't get to the school or the job. You don't have to go. Now you feeling awkward. Like now, like when we go to camp all the time. But when it rains and we can't go to camp. But you know the most awkward thing is when I'm at the house on that Sabbath and I got 5, 6 more hours. I'm trying to figure out what do I do. It's like man, I'm throwing off. I'm discombobulated. Like I don't know what to do. I'm like, okay, do I? It's like because you done let this have become a part of it.
The thing is, sometimes be waiting for that call. Bring, hey, we can't hold back.
Yeah.
Let's get the shed, man. We'll be up under the teaching, man.
That's why sometimes y'all be thinking while I be sitting up there and maybe rain, I be like, no, we can go ahead and go.
Get
Y'all
the
be like,
provision,
man, I know y'all be looking like he should just go ahead and cancel. And I know how y'all be thinking, I know. But I'm like, so the me and Jeremiah, I know we first got into it was pouring down rain, boy. Everybody wait, we setting up everything. Soaking wet out there. They're like, it's gonna stop in a minute. Cause we had got used to being out there that we didn't want to go home. And then it was storming like a mother. We stayed out there the whole time. Even though we didn't set up camp, we stayed right there, just talking and doing whatever, because it's a normal thing. That's how y'all should be doing with these law, statutes, and commandments. It should become a normal thing. This is what we do. You should be looking forward to the new moon. We got to go. Y'all should already be thinking of your meals. This is something that should be normal.
Exactly.
You should be thinking of your meals, your outfits, and whatever.
And all that. Shoes, I'm wearing them shoes, but I got 29 more days, but boy, next time.
Because look how we was thinking. Well, guess what? Well, I'm going to kill him with this Christmas outfit.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill him with this 4th of July. This is what we did. So now you get to the truth and you come up in there just ragged as hell you want to be, man. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. Man, we got to shake those things, man. Look here, man. Man, you doing it for the Most High. It's a how do y'all feel, man? That's why I be like, how do you feel? Brother, looking at brother sister spirit, come up here like you say, new moon, Sabbath. Well, guess what, man? She be dressed down every time. She be ready. I don't understand that, man. You supposed to be feeling that thing, man. This is how it's set up for us to go, man. Go ahead,
Go ahead. Let's go read that down.
This is the book of wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 9. Therefore, I propose to take her to me to live with me, knowing that she will be a counselor of good things.
Man, see that experience bring you count. See everything. See, we like to just throw all of it in the pots and just stir it all up. You'd be a terrible cook. Because sometimes when you cook, stuff ain't all thrown in the same pot. That's one reason I don't have patience for cooking. Because I'm like that. I like crock pots. I'm a crock pot cooker. See, because some things got to be prepared separate. In order for that to taste good, y'all have to cook this over here. That had to go on at a certain time. It didn't go on with that. That had to be taken over here. That's in that oven. Then I can't even do the other stuff to this part. Everything has to go in the order.
That's right, because you don't want your chicken to taste like corn.
Exactly.
Your cornbread taste like chicken. You don't want that.
That's to those who can cook. That's a good example. Everything. I'm not a cook. That ain't what I do. So I can microwave using the oven. I'm telling you, I can cook a steak in 2 minutes with an oven, not a microwave, with an oven. Put it on broil, I'm done. But I'm saying, I know when I see people cook, I used to always be like, well, my mom cooked, she did this over here. Then I see this stuff prepared. See, I'm like, I put everything in the oven at the same time, but I didn't know this one got a certain degree here, and this one got another certain degree here. It can't be in there at the time this was in there, because that's going to mess this up, shake that out. I didn't know that. To me, the oven on. Everything that needs to go in the oven can go in there to me. All that, everything can go in there at one time. So I just be looking at it. That's already done. Take it out. If that's still in there, that stays. But some of it got other temperatures, so some of it got to be. That's what I'm saying. But everything in preparation has an order. It's a reason they do
it. Even the wickedness that's in us. Just think about. I remember when I first got into the truth. I didn't understand a lot of stuff, and as I grew into this walk, up until this point right now, I was just thinking about, okay, then, if I just I had the oven on. If I just put my sandwich sitting right here on top of the stove, it'll just get hot. Then go to Sabbath class and get cut to death. Guess what? These things have to, like you say, these processes, man. It's like a process of time, man. It's supposed, all things you might, guess what? That's the wickedness that was in me, but it had to change. These things take place, like you say. All these things got steps to it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you might have chicken right here. You might have spaghetti over here. I know y'all in the city, y'all might eat chicken spaghetti together. Y'all really get that fish together. So anyway, these things take time. Like you say, you don't want to put everything. Like you say, you can't put everything in one pot. Just like the Most High God building our strength, He didn't build our strength up in one day. It takes time, man. It takes time, man. Different things have to change. It's more and more. Every day is more and more stuff should be changing in you, man. In this walk. Go ahead,
I'll pray. Let's go to Luke chapter 21:19, huh?
Matter of fact, let me get this precept before you get there.
All right.
I'm going to go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 11. Because even like how the brothers is going into, these things take time, these things take measurements. I'm going to read that right quick. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 11. It says, "For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations, whether I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee. But I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished." So the Most High God is going to correct us in measures, meaning what? In steps. You get a little bit right here, get a little bit right there. Oh, I see this is what brother need to work on. I see this is what sister need to work on. Guess what? These things to do what? To refine us up in this walk, man. To make us that pure silver, that pure gold that He wants.
Yes, He even punishes us in steps.
That's right.
He even punishes us in steps. He give us, hey, y'all did this, I give you this. Y'all did it, I give you that. I done did that. To the point where we done made him so mad, he's like, man, forget that. All y'all go to slavery. All y'all, just go. But He was giving us chances through the whole time. Let's go back. Let's go to Luke 21:19. They're talking about grace. We was getting grace back then. Because we was overrunning grace, boy. We tearing it up. Same thing they doing today.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 19. "In your patience possess ye your souls."
What?
In your patience possess ye your souls.
And say that again.
In your patience possess ye your souls.
In your patience. You're waiting. You're waiting on your reward for what God told you to do. All we can do is be patient. Do what God tells us to do and wait and have hope. Our soul is in that. Our soul. Our soul. That's why a lot of Christians don't want to deal with this Bible, man, because they don't realize it's more than just having, I believe in God and that's it. I'm good. I'm saved. I believe in Jesus and He died on the cross and was raised from the dead. And He rose 3 days and He was raised from the dead. And is sitting to the right hand of God the Father. So therefore I'm saved. But it's way deeper than that. And then it's way deeper than that, but it's still simple. because it's going back to just keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Did you finish that? Yeah, let's go back. Let's go to James 1 and 3.
This is the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 3. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.
It says, knowing this, that this is the same thing they're talking about in Rome. James talking about the same thing Paul had been talking about. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. So when you're going through your tribulations and your trials, you getting patience. Guess what? You also get experience, which bringing on hope. Knowing this, go and read that again.
This is the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 3. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect work.
But wait. Don't try to rush into nothing. Let patience have a perfect work. Let it do. Let time go by. Learn and keep learning till those things start becoming part of you. You start becoming part of the Most High. But it's a time process. But we want it all, boy. This is a microwave generation, boy. We want it right now. Right now. We don't wait for nothing to cook no more. We got a microwave that'll zap it. Zap. And swear, we know it tastes nasty. We'll swear up and down it tastes good. You don't eat that dried up hot dog. You don't put it in there for a minute and a half.
We get chicken nuggets in the microwave.
Yeah, wrinkle it all up. You still ain't it. Lie to yourself. That was all right. That was all right. But see, instead of just putting that hot dog in that pot and wait for it to boil and do all that, and that the hot dog tastes way better because it took time. It took time to get it to do that. And we know we didn't like that nasty hot dog.
Fries in the microwave, you know they don't work either.
Better yet, Samuel, next feast day, don't even bring out the pit. We just gonna turn on the microwave and feed everybody some hot dog out the microwave. See how you like that.
They're gonna let us blow the trumpet, then everybody gonna leave.
Yeah. But you gonna want that one that took a little time, ain't you? So that's how y'all need to be with this law, with these laws, statutes, commandments. It takes time, but you need to be getting experience by doing what? Learning them and doing them. Therefore, being justified by faith, we have what? It brings all the rest of it. Hope, experience, patience, all of these things come right out of that.
Watch this. Go to Psalm chapter 119, right quick, verse 7. This is why he's going into, this is going into what I was talking about. Because these are things that we're supposed to be delighting in. God's laws, statutes, and commandments, the experience and the patience and the faith and the hope waiting that we're waiting for. When you get there, I'll read it. Psalm chapter 119 and verse 70.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 70. Their heart is as fat as grease.
He said, their heart is as fat as grease, man. Read.
But I delight in thy law.
He said, but I delighted in thy law. This is what King David said in verse 71 is the point. Read.
It is good for me that I have been afflicted.
He said, it's good for me that I've been afflicted. Read.
That I might learn thy statutes.
Read that again, Doc.
That I might learn thy statutes.
That's why it's good for us to go through these experiences and this stuff, the things that we go through. Because it is good for us. Why? So we can learn his laws, statutes, and commandments. This is why it's good for us. That's why the Lord, that's why you think in Isaiah 53 and 10 that it said, it pleased the Most High to bruise his son, man. Why did he say that? Why? Because it said, it is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes, man. We got God expecting us to learn these. Guess what? I want to increase, Lord. Guess what, man? Yeah, come on. Lord finna afflict your ass too.
Yeah.
Show what's finna happen, don't hey, it is what it is. Lord, I want some more increase, yeah. You finna afflict you again, buddy. You just sit by looking. You asking for it. He like, here you go. Come on, you want some more? You want some more knowledge? Put some more affliction on you too. So you can learn something. Go ahead.
Well, I remember you saying that, but I remember I used to pray sometime. God, I need this. I need you to do this for me. And both sides be like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna do it. But I promise you, man, it feel like I got to the point I was like, I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing because every time I was asking for stuff, it's like everything went wrong, boy. You be like, God dang, this happened, that happened, that happened. You're like, man. Got to the point, I promise you, I literally was like, you want something, son? No. No, I'm good. But look at that one. I wanted to look at this one word before we move on that quick. Read that what he just read. Look, 7. You can't tell me it's not a black person, man.
This is the book of Psalms,
Just that.
chapter 119 and verse 70. Their heart is as fat as grease.
Man, listen, y'all hear that?
That mean greasy, man.
Yeah, man, he said their heart is fat as grease, boy. They use the same analogy. We would probably be trying to cut somebody, boy. Like when I say that, you weak as palm water. It's the same thing David and them were doing. Their heart was fat as grease. What's fat? Grease. Boy, that's crazy. I just thought that when you just read that. Let's go back. Where we at? Where we stopping?
This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 4. Start at verse 3 again.
No. Let's go to Hebrews 11 and 1. Because we had went through all that, what faith brings now. We got to know what this, y'all should already know, but what's so bad about it, I read it a whole lot of times, and I still get a new definition every time I read it. Or enhanced definition, I might say.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 1. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
That's faith. Everything you can see, quit talking about you got faith in it. Because there's not faith. It's the things hoped for. See, all that stuff go together, man. The evidence of things not seen. Not the stuff that you see. You ain't finna get nothing from that. That means anything that you see, that's on this world. And the Most High is way bigger than this world. Anything that's on this planet. Go ahead. You finished that one already. Let's go to, now keep going.
Verse 2, for by it the elders obtain a good report.
See, for by faith the elders retain a good report. Remember we read about that earlier. They experiences, right? Because from faith you get hope, experience, patience, all these things. And that's what it says. Read that again.
For by it the elders obtained a good report.
By faith the elders obtain a good report. Because see, when we look at the faith, and that's how the Christians look at the faith. Oh, I believe. No. Faith is way more than what they're talking about. It's bigger than what they're talking about. It can't be what they're talking about. They don't go through the depths of what that really is. I believe and I'm saved. No. If you got faith, that means you listen to these scriptures, and when they're coming out, you got faith is what it's saying, that you're not saved yet.
Exactly. Christians see faith as just words only. They don't see it as an action word. You know, they just see it as something you can think about and something that you don't have to practice. But we know through the scriptures and through the understanding of the Bible that faith is an action word. You know, you can't have one without the other. We automatically put it together. And that's what Christians don't do because they don't keep the commandments.
That's right.
And I know you're not going to read down all the way, right?
Nah,
but if you,
we're going down.
Oh, you going down?
Yeah. Where you trying to go to?
Nothing, I was just going to say, but if you going down, it's going to prove, it's going to say what I'm
Okay, yeah, we going down. Yeah,
because everybody in this chapter that was proved by faith was proved by action words. Meaning it was a verb, meaning it was something that they did that was proved by their faith. Go ahead.
Y'all pray, and that's what we gonna definitely. I'm glad you made that point, because this is exactly what this class is trying to get at. Go ahead.
Verse 2. For by it the elders obtained a good report. through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God.
See? Go ahead. Even through faith, we know that God created worlds, not just the world. Go ahead.
So that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear.
Things which was not made of things which do appear. See, and that's what man's science always trying to do, right?
Exactly.
Man's science is always trying to put man, something they can see, something tangible. If not, they don't believe it. Nah, it couldn't have been. And I was looking at the old ancient societies, and when Esau came, and I was reading about that. And one thing in the Greek philosophies was when you no matter what, you had to put man in it. You couldn't come out with a philosophy and just talking about something that we can't see. That you always had to give credit to man. Why do you think they got all those statues? The body of a man. That's what they do. They worship, man pleasing. The idol ain't just all this other little stuff. The idol is ourselves too. Because we worship ourselves. That's why we don't do birthdays. Because that's worship of yourself. Most High do not like that. And then, if you really look at it, we ain't crowd. We can't do no more than what we can do, which is pretty much nothing. Pretty much. We don't really have no control. We can't just be, somebody take a flight in that plane get to going out there. What can you do?
Because I got a question. Is science real? Is science real, brothers? What y'all think?
Yes.
It's real.
Good.
You know, but when you start, you can't put science over the Most High God. That's what brothers be going off. Because we know our forefathers, we had understanding of that in the book of Daniel, chapter 1, verse 6.
And that's what he said. He said it's science. Because the creation actually can be proven by science. I see
right.
doctors on them do it. But the fact is, that's why he said what they call science ain't science.
That's right.
That's why he said they with so-called science, that's not science. That's what they doing. See, they only created to make wicked stuff, evil stuff. And they ain't getting it from them. They getting it from their spirit, Satan himself. Giving them their ideas. Most High giving us what we need. Because that's what he said. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, rulers of darkness. That's what he's telling us. He knows, but they swear to God. But what do? They God tell them to give honor to man. Because to worship and honor ourselves meaning we deny God. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody get that? Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to Hebrews. Go ahead.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 4.
Yep.
By faith, Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice.
Let me stop it right quick. What did Abel do? I know I'm not.
No, you can go get that one.
Just real quick. What did Abel do? Read it again.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 4. By faith, Abel offered unto God. Offered unto God.
That was his action word, right?
Action.
That was his action that he put in to solidify his faith.
That's right.
I'm glad you're saying that because this is exactly where I'm going to go. This is what we're trying to get at.
My bad.
No. You perfect. You perfect. That's exactly. I wasn't even going to explain this, but that's able to. He said it was an action behind it. He didn't just believe. Because if he'd have just believed, he'd have went up there against what Cain would have looked good if all he did, if Abel didn't do nothing but believe.
Because Abel brought what? We just went over there and kept 101 too. And that's the precept to that thing, man. He brought what? Livestock. And Cain brought what?
Plants.
Well, the thing is, he brought his first of it. What's name? Because we have we have what we do. Where they had
free will offerings and fruit
offerings and stuff. But the fact is, first of all, Cain would probably walking good God with him eating out the box and everything.
You want some?
Yeah.
Abel had them what? Oxtails.
Yeah, and then he got right there and gave him what he had left over. But Abel came and gave his first. Then hold on, before I touch any of this, here's your share. That's what he did. And he did it by what? By faith. By faith, because those were the commandments. People don't think it was commandments, but those were commandments. How did they know to do that? You know, if God didn't tell them to do it, why would they bring them the offering? Go ahead.
Verse 4. By faith, Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous.
That what?
That he was righteous. God testifying of his gift, and by it he being dead yet speaking.
He said, and see, a lot of times y'all think just because y'all die, if you doing these law, statutes, commandments, your spirit is never gonna die, because Most High gonna keep. Your spirit still gonna be speaking to your children. He spoke out. Came like, nigga, you don't know what I did. I don't know where he at. He said, I hear him. What you mean you hear him? Yeah, his blood crying out.
Wow.
Speaking still. Yeah, my best came like, what that dang. I guess you are God.
Nigga, shut up.
Yeah, that's no doubt. But see, a lot of people think they can get away with so much. But see, when you in the spirit, they can't get away with nothing. 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 They steal your ring just gonna be rolling back down the street, roll right to you. They can't get away with nothing. Just speak out.
That's right. Let me get a precept on that. Give me 2 Ezra chapter 4. Going a little deep, not too much. I think we got a class on this thing. It's gonna add more precepts going into a chamber of souls up there with the Most High God. 2 Ezra chapter 4 and verse 35. Because going into what Ox saying, the spirits cry out. You know, the people that have been done and treated unjustly, died an unjust death. Tamir Rice, Abel, you know, they spirits are crying out. This is the book of 2 Ezra chapter. Go ahead.
The book of 2 Ezra chapter 4 verse 35. Did not the souls also of the righteous ask questions of these things in their chambers, saying,
Call it in their chambers, saying what?
How long shall I hope on this fast? When cometh the fruit of the floor of our reward?
Meaning, when you gonna bring righteous judgment back to us, Lord? You know, we crying out. Like you say, Abel's spirit is crying out. You know, these spirits are crying out. Read on up.
And unto these things Uriel, the archangel, gave them answer, and said, even when the number of the sea is filled in you, for he had weighed the world in the balance.
He had weighed the world in the balance. Read on up.
By measure had he measured the times, and by number had he numbered the times.
Read on up.
And he do not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled.
So we knowing all these things coincide. When the chamber of souls get filled up to a certain number, we know that'll be the same time the 144,000 get sealed. That's when the Most High God is going to bring judgment on this planet Earth. Jump down to verse 41.
Verse 41. Then said I, no, Lord, that can she not. And he said unto me, in the grave, the chambers of souls are like the womb of a woman.
Meaning what? If a woman's time has come up, she can't hold that baby back. This is what the chamber of souls is going into. When that set number gets filled, Most High God have to bring them spirits back.
Yeah, when that water break, ain't nothing they can do. It's pain's coming after that.
But like we said, the point is that the Most High God has those spirits are up there crying out to him. For him to do what? Bring righteous judgment back on the planet Earth.
And that's imagine how Esau feeling. He killed one of them. Nigga, shut up. This nigga won't stop talking. Like, he tried to hide the bodies now. The body's right here. I can hear him. The Lord, like, I can see him. I can hear him. I can hear him. You can't hide it. It's right here. Imagine how Cain was feeling after he killed Abel. He like, man, your brother blood cried from the ground. He like, damn, his blood cried from the ground. Yes, man, his blood cried from the ground.
Crying. Let's go back to Hebrews 11 and let's go to 6. I'll just skip Enoch. Let's go to 6.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 6. But without faith.
But without what?
But without faith.
But without this thing that we call faith, without her, guess what? Read.
It is impossible to please him.
It's impossible. Yes, we need faith. But that ain't all it's about. But it's impossible to please him. It's impossible to please him because without faith. But guess what? It's impossible to please him if you ain't obeying them commandments neither.
You got that book. The other one, yours. You got it at the house. The timeline book. Not that one. I want the one that you got. I forgot mine at the house. You got yours up?
No, that's the new one. That's one y'all got.
No, I don't want it. No, that ain't one up.
All right.
Yeah, this one right here. Go ahead up. Is it? Yeah. Bible charts and maps.
Oh, that's different.
Go ahead, huh?
Go ahead. Where y'all at?
Six.
Reading.
By verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
Let's go to Romans 10 and 17. He a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. I'm not waiting on the captain to tell me something.
The book of Romans chapter 10, verse 17. So then faith cometh by hearing.
How faith comes?
So then faith cometh by hearing.
See, the Most High even instruct you in these things. He's telling you how to get it, all that. But see, a lot of times, like I said, boy, we put that instruction book to the side and try to figure it out ourselves. Go ahead.
So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God.
He said, how we get it?
Hearing by the word of God.
Faith come by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. The word of God is this whole Bible. That's why they kept talking about they have faith. I know you don't, because you don't even do the Old Testament. They don't have no faith. Because I bet you any kind of money, if you put their faith up and test it, they gonna sell you out in a minute. In a minute. What the Israelites said over there?
They keeping the commandment, yeah.
And then what they gonna be? And then what's so bad about it? They say yeah for a cigarette. Gonna tell everything. They verse 48. That's Christianity. When that interrogation come on now, you see they really don't have no faith. All that they saying they believe, they really don't have no faith. Because they'll come right now. You believe in? Then as soon as you put that gun to their head, they swear them down. No, there'll be everything. I'm Buddhist. They had all that. I believe. They say all that. But we'll stand bold. You just put me to death, man. That's what y'all should be learning. If you learn anything out of this Bible, we should be ready to, man, going on. Hey, if it takes us to death to go through this, if we got to be martyrs, then that's what it is. Because we got faith in the who? In our God. We know we'll be raised up. That's how the brothers did. I had a little youngster tell him, he said, man, shoot, man, we know we'll be coming back. We regentrify. I don't know about y'all. Y'all, we going to come back to tell you, yeah, I'm coming back to get you. Y'all don't got it what we got. That's how they had the faith. That's why they could sit up there and take the pain and take all of the torture. Like, I'm not eating that pork. I see some of us so weak, boy. They don't even got to pull the gun. They could just bring the old whip back.
And have everybody in their neighborhood.
Slap you across the head one time. Where the pig at? Shit, just give me the whole thing. I eat the whole thing. I don't like chicken, I bet you. Spy out! I love you chicken.
Because the point I was trying to make, even in this book, we know our understanding of faith comes from a man named John Calvin during the 1536. He gave the understanding that it's no longer by works, it's only just by faith. John Calvin is a white man. You know, many, when you go through this book, this is a good book to have too, because it's literally showing you the timelines of when each religion stepped on the planet Earth. And we can see where these things was brought up from. And he said his understanding was just to teach just faith without works. And you can still make it to the kingdom. But that's not what the Bible says according to what Revelation chapter 14, verse 12. You know, it's literally just telling us that we have to have both faith and works. You can't have one without the other.
That's right.
And they got that right now too. Congregations that go around, that's what they are. The Calvinists.
That's right.
Yeah. So sometimes they got a lot of knowledge. So you got to be really prepped up to them. Cause they will try to change your mind and think they know it all, according to the Bible too. They think they know everything, but you just take your time, have faith and patience, and carry it with what you do. But let's what was we at?
Go back to Hebrews 11.
Yeah.
11.
No, we just read 6.
Yeah, then we went to Romans 10
and 17. Let's go to, we already did the swap. Let's go to Proverbs 1 and 7.
I love you. You know, we got to touch on that one in Romans real quick. You didn't touch on that much.
10 and 17. You had something to add to that?
Romans 3 and 31 real quick.
Yeah, we just gonna add that on there.
Yeah, okay.
But no. Let's go there.
Just real quick, we get back to
No, because I had it on here. I don't think I put it on
the book of Romans chapter 3 verse 31, because they always love to say faith. Y'all read the Old Testament, but now we read it in the New Testament, and you see that they still don't believe it. This is literally saying that. Read that right quick, Al.
The book of Romans chapter 3 verse 31. Do we then make void the law through faith?
So do we not keep God's laws just because now we have faith? Read on up.
God forbid.
Wait a minute, say it again up.
God forbid.
That means hell no. It's plainly telling you that.
And then
go ahead.
No, keep going, but then because it was next on it's just the seal point, like, hey, just go ahead now. I'm sorry.
It's literally telling you, don't cast off the law just because we got faith. You got to have them both.
That's right.
We'll read that to a Christian, they still will try to wiggle up out of that. And this is easy to be understood.
And you know that Abraham had faith, but he also was keeping the law.
That's right. And there's scriptures to prove that thing too.
Yeah,
in Genesis 26 and in Sirach. Read on up.
Romans 3 and 31. Do we then make void of the law through faith? God forbid.
That means hell no. Read on.
Yea, we establish the law.
Hey, you have to establish the law. You have to establish the law and your faith. You got to have them both. There's no way around it. This is an easy cut. We know brothers should be precept up on the faith scriptures.
That's when the law starts changing. You read that. Well, hold on. It's just 2. First is 10. Then they go from 10 to 2. And then just we don't have to do
crazy. You right, because they say you can't keep the law. That's what a lot of Christians tell me. But then they talk about, well, it's only 2 laws. For real. Well, make up your damn mind.
No doubt.
What do you want to do?
So what you say? You can't keep the 2? Because they really don't. Because especially the black ones that apologetics, they hating on their brothers right there, arguing with the scriptures with their brother about it.
That's right.
And we're showing it to them.
Proverbs what?
Let's go to Proverbs 1 and 7. All of y'all should know this one.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
They what?
But fools despise wisdom and instruction.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, and fools despise this wisdom and instruction. Because the brother brought out the one out in, what was that, second edition? Sirach, when he brought out earlier about wisdom.
Sirach chapter 8 and 1.
Yeah, brought that out.
Order all things.
No, you don't need to bring it out again, but we brought out the wisdom scripture.
I thought it was 39. I know we had wisdom. No, you're right.
It was Masala.
Yeah.
Now let's go to Job chapter 28, 28.
Boy, I love this scripture. I ain't gonna even lie. I know you brought this mug out. Come on, to go, boy. Because it's straight to the point, man. This is the book of Job, chapter 28 and verse 28. And unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom.
What's that?
That is wisdom.
But now I thought you had a PhD, don't you?
That is wisdom.
Don't you gotta have a master, don't you?
That is wisdom.
You ain't the supervisor?
That is wisdom.
The fear of the Lord, that's wisdom. That's wisdom. So I know some of y'all, had to get your GEDs and all that stuff. Don't worry about it. You got an advanced course. Keep God's law, statutes, and commandments. Will make you wiser than anybody that you finna come across.
And like we always say, what good is a PhD or a master's degree if you don't know who you are according to the Bible? Right?
No doubt.
If you don't know your nationality, what your purpose is in life, what the Most High God requires of you. So we always have an edge up on that, man. They don't even know who they are. You know, that's one of the saddest things. You know, not knowing who you are and what your purpose is.
Finish that up, because the second part enhanced the first part. They go good together.
This is the book of Job, chapter 28 and verse 28. And unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom, and to depart from evil is understanding.
You want to understand all things? Stop sinning.
Stop doing evil. Stop doing wicked.
Stop sinning. Stop sinning, and you can understand all things. I told you, boy, we got a crash course for you. Better degree than anyone. Harvard can't give you this degree that you finna get when you do this. Can't get it. You can't get it in the Ivy League. It's not there. MIT, it's not there. But y'all can obtain it. You can attain it. Never thought, boy, you can put in all kind of applications. Ain't none of us, but we put every last one of us put an application in Harvard. We not getting in. No. We not gonna get in there. But we could obtain more knowledge than they ever can by just doing this.
That's right.
Read verse 28 again.
This is the book of Job, chapter 28 and verse 28. And unto man he said, behold, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom.
It said the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. Why is the fear of the Lord? Why is that wisdom? Go to Matthew 10 and 28, man. This is why we supposed to fear the Lord is wisdom, man. When you get there, I'll just read.
Book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
That's the reason why you're supposed to fear him, man. He's showing you plainly. Man is just to kill the body. No, but the Most High God said he can destroy soul and body. And that's a cut to when somebody trying to bring out somebody the 2/3, they can come back. No, he can destroy soul and body. You can destroy soul and body, yeah. So that's why you got to fear the Most High, because he can destroy your soul and your body, man. Go ahead,
Let's go to Hebrews chapter 11, verse 7.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 7. By faith, Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet, moved with fear.
Hold on, he did what?
Moved with fear.
But he ain't seen that yet. Let me go ahead, finish that out.
Prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith.
Let's go to Genesis chapter 6 and 13. Boy, because you know, cause I'm gonna tell you like this. And y'all can talk crazy. I don't know why they was outside the boat, but they wasn't listening to most. Think about it. It ain't never rained. It ain't never rained on this planet at that time. But somebody come and say, you need to build a boat, it's gonna flood. The most water you done seen come out the sky was the dew in the morning on the ground. That's what was keeping the flowers and all the plants alive.
And that's what still keep all the plants and the flowers alive.
Yeah.
But his faith
Oh yeah.
in the Most High made him go build that ark. Like
That.
it moved him, and what did he do? He prepared that ark. Like we said, we ain't had nothing but dew. The morning dew of the floor, it had never rained. But that faith that he had made him what? Justified by his actions, man.
Being obedient.
Yeah.
Right.
We couldn't even get y'all to get an umbrella. We told y'all it's about to rain later on. Y'all be like, man.
That wicked ass nigga don't know that.
But this, and you look, our news tell us all the time on weather. It's wrong every time. So we know we don't even got faith in that. They got radars and all kind of stuff. We don't got no faith in that because we done seen them fail. Yeah. And here Noah, let's go, 13.
Is the book of Genesis, chapter 6 and verse 13. And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth.
He said, well, you don't destroy it. Man, if somebody told you that, you be like, man, you tripping. You're gonna kill everybody? Everybody? You'll be telling God, really?
Bring it up to today.
They gonna tell you.
When we out there telling man, America's gonna be destroyed, man.
Yes.
He said that because the earth was moved with so much violence. I mean, it's more violence now than probably we ever believed, man. Homosexual, everywhere, man. You turn to the left, girl, boy. You turn to the right, boy, girl. You know what I mean? You just don't know what's going on out here, man.
Oh, man, why you tripping? I just seen that, one of the teachers had just got fired because she wouldn't identify the little one of the children in the class as a cat.
That's right.
That's crazy.
He identifies as a cat. She was a substitute teacher. She came in the classroom, and when she was doing the roll and all that stuff, the little boy meowed. Meow. So she was like trying to, what the hell going on? And then, the little boy gets up, walk out of the classroom. They call the lady into the office and tell her, you gotta go. If you can't identify with everybody in the thing. See, I'd have been tricky on this, but I would have been like, shoot, if he identifies as a cat, ain't supposed to be no animals in the building. So he need to take his ass home.
We ain't got no litter boxes.
But this is what's going on in the world.
We ain't got none of that.
This is what's going on in the world. I said, what? Lady quit. I'm done with teaching. If this what's going on, I'm done. I'm like, I should be in that system. I don't know what I would have did, but I think I did fired me that day. I would have went off on that little boy. You what? They called his mom. Your son said he a cat. So what the hell is you?
A wolf?
No. Let's where we at? Yeah, let's go back to Genesis 13. Yeah.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 6 and verse 13. And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth.
He said, I'm going to destroy them with the earth. They're like taking off your bed and whooping you with it. Let's, you 14, go ahead. Next one.
Verse 14, make thee an ark of gopher wood. Room shalt thou make in the ark, and shall pitch it within and without with pitch.
Let's go to drop down to 22.
Any brother know what pitch is?
It's like tar.
Pitch is like organic glue.
Oh, okay.
It's like he laminated the boat to make it waterproof.
Like where it's coming from plants, where it drips out there.
organic glue.
Yeah.
Read on.
Go to 22.
Verse 22. Thus did Noah according to all that God commanded him. So did he.
He said, all that God commanded. See, it's a commandment. Law, statutes, and commandments. He didn't even have, he just had faith that whatever God telling me, even though it ain't never rained, he want me to build a boat. And he said it's going to flood. I'm just, whatever it is he said, I'm just going to take it and let's build it. He didn't question God. He went and built it immediately. Damn, okay. I bet they were laughing like, oh, this nigga tripping. Noah crazy. You know how people be gossiping all the time. Noah crazy, he tripping. Noah, what you building that boat for? And they tell, it's gonna rain. It flip. What? Nigga, what's rain?
We're going to get the precept real quick. Genesis chapter 2, verse 5. To prove what Ark is going into. This is the book of Genesis chapter 2 and verse 5. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth.
Exactly.
And there was not a man to till the ground. So it didn't rain, nor did we have men to till the ground. Because the Most High God provided those things for Adam. You know, things just naturally grew to an abundance for us to just freely eat.
And it was all it took at that time was to do. To water. That's all it was to take about it. That's all it took. Let's go back to Hebrew.
Hold on.
You want something?
I'm going to show y'all something on that. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 10. Because just like how Noah is, like you say, we got to be in class. And, you know, like you say, like, brother, teaching this is a spiritual thing what I was going into, man. And this is, we're going to make the correlation into right now to right to this day. Read the God.
What you want?
Read and 10.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 10. According to the grace of God, which is given unto me, as a wise master builder.
Paul said he was given unto God, and God was given unto him as a wise master builder. This is the same way Noah was thinking. As a wise master builder. Read on.
I have laid the foundation.
What he did?
I have laid the foundation.
This is exactly what Ak was going into, man. Noah laid the foundation just like we are right now. In the last days, we laying the foundations, man. Read.
And another builded thereon.
Hold on before you go. On the instructions of the Most High.
I hope brothers and sisters kept it because it said, according to the grace of God, which was given unto me as a wise master builder. Brothers and sisters, I hope they're catching on to the bird.
Go ahead.
Read on.
As a wise, Salaki, this is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 10. According to the grace of God, which is given unto me as a wise master builder.
Read.
I have laid the foundation.
Read.
And another buildeth thereon.
Because this is what we're doing right now. We laying the foundation. Guess what? This person might know how. He said another man built it at home. Guess what? You got a person that do bricks. You got a person that do the floor. You got a person that frame. Because guess what? Everybody ain't got the same job. That's why we know that we laying the foundation. But guess what? We expecting brothers to come in to put their bricks in. Like I say, when you read and study, unlock different parts of the Bible. We expecting these things. Guess what? We always going to be wise master builders. Man. This is our job, right? Read on.
And another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon.
He said, but let every man take it heed how he buildeth thereupon. You don't want to go in and take over the thing or I'm going to run something. No. You come in here and every man's supposed to do what? Supposed to build thereupon.
You
don't said take heed of that, though.
Oh, my bad. You don't want to build with mortar and they over there building with what? Sheetrock. You know what I'm saying? That's going back into what? One accord, man.
Yeah,
like we telling the class.
Go to the plans that they was like. I do that kind of work, and that's what boy, if you ever go into some construction sites, boy, it's like chaos, boy. It's like 4, 5 different companies over here doing, but everybody doing, they crossing each other. You got to be careful at all times. I'm always on the strip because you can die out there easily. I done seen 5 or 6 people die on these things, but the fact is, but everybody's working, blah, 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 blah. The foundation been set, the dirt, they done got all that. When they put that foundation down, everybody begin to build on it. The plumbers get to doing their job. The wall people get to doing their job. They get to putting up staples. They get to putting up framing. They got the people doing the plumbing, running all this stuff. And it just look like this, but everybody's building. It just intertwined. And by the time they done, yeah, nice, pretty, perfect looking building.
So watch this, verse 11.
Verse 11. For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid.
It said, for other foundation can no man lay that is laid. And this is explained. Read.
Which is Jesus Christ.
So this is what we're supposed to be building our foundation upon, on the word of the Most High God. Because Christ is what? The word of the Most High God. So we lay our foundation upon him. Guess what? Every man build upon him. Guess what? Foundation laid, and everybody start putting their brick in to build the house. This is how the thing's supposed to go, man. And it's the same frame of mind that Noah had too. He was the master builder. Yeah, he built everything. Obedience. Building everything like the Most High God told him. And it shows him how, it shows you in the scripture how Noah built the ark. Guess what? But he was obedient enough to put his brick in and build the foundation as the Most High God told him to do. The same way he's supposed to be doing right now.
All praise.
Go ahead,
all praise. Hebrews 11 and 8. I meant to color code this time.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 8. By faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should, after receive for an inheritance, obeyed. And he went out, not knowing whither he went.
He said he went out not knowing whether he went. Let's go get there. Let's get Genesis chapter 12 and verse 1. Because think about it. Think about it right now. Somebody came and said, Fred, get up, go move to New York. You'd be like, niggas, you crazy.
I ain't got no money to do that.
It's hard to get up and pick up and go to not just leave, but go to a whole new country, a whole new everything. They ain't even in the same country. I told you right now, go to Fred, go there to South Carolina, South America, El Salvador.
Oh, you know the language.
And that sounds like he did. That's the same thing they would do. You're right. Just get up and move. I got you though when you get there. Your mind gonna be talking about this. I'll be back up by the weekend, right? That's what you think of your vacation. You talking about no, permanently.
Because the first thing our mind do, a lot of times when you're not in that spirit, the first thing our mind do is what? Try to do everything we can to make an excuse not to go. Like, damn, I can't speak the language. Damn, what I'm going to eat. What I'm going to do this. What I'm going to do that. Instead of just having faith in the Most High God. That's the level that the Bible is trying to get us to.
Exactly. And that's the love that our forefathers had. Abraham did that. Just get up and go. That means, first of all, we be like, we don't even want to leave family neither too. Yeah, you got to leave your family too.
Showing you that this faith is way more stronger than the faith that we have today, brothers. Just like Christians, they try to water down Abraham's faith. All he had was faith. He had tremendous faith, man. Can we say the same thing? I believe. You gotta, like I said, man. This is different faith.
And I'm glad, like a brother like Jeroboam just brought out. This is the foundation of the faith we need to be building on. This is the foundation of the faith we need to be building on. Not that faith that we got out them churches. Not that faith that we be going. Our faith be weak. I'm talking about the cats in here. Faith ain't got a name. Boy, I'm telling you right now. The bills get behind y'all. Oh, shit, what am I going to do? Dang, you ain't got no faith. Nigga, you don't show you got a God, you think he $200 short, you already complaining. You already worried, $200? The guy that run everything, you worried about $200?
And we have to start thinking. There's a difference between faith and being stupid. Some people put faith and stupid as the same thing, man. That's why people have so many trouble with faith, because they mixing faith and stupid at the same time.
Yeah, because they just don't know exactly what faith is, really.
They don't.
They don't. That's what we're trying to get you to learn today. Faith is an evidence.
Prime example, I know we dealt with a brother a while ago, and the brother was like, well, Christ said, leave, just drop everything, come on, literally, like you literally saying you ain't got to work in this walk to be able to provide for things. That's not what they're saying, because the scriptures tell that if a man don't work, then he don't eat. Meaning what? Like Captain Maccabees is going into, if you don't have enough money, the Most High God is going to provide that from somewhere that you can't foresee.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you just be a lazy Negro, just sit on your butt, don't do nothing, thinking everything will come to
said
you.
A man don't work, a man don't eat.
Exactly.
And cats be trying to get something like
You don't want to get simple with that.
Going into putting in that work, you're right, man.
Mm-hmm. They don't want to put it in. Hey, we'll get out of something, goddamn. I got to make a deal with the Most High. Let's go. Genesis chapter 12, verse 1.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 12, and verse 1. Now the Lord has said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee, and I will make thee of a great nation.
How many people leave their country to go do that right now? If God told you, y'all promising y'all, like the brother said, y'all gonna have an excuse. And it's, what? My people. You ain't gonna, hey, your brothers, all that, your gone, mama, all that, leave, got by. Bye. Go ahead.
Verse 2, and I will make thee of a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed.
Mm-hmm.
So Abraham departed.
He did what?
So Abram departed.
Got ready up, packed his bag, and burnt out. Burnt out. Some of you wouldn't even have faith to believe that. Man, most I ain't finna do that all for me. You'd be like, me? Some of you don't even got faith in yourself. Go ahead.
So Abram departed, as the Lord had spoken unto him. And Lot went with him.
Mm-hmm.
And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran.
Mm-hmm.
And Abram took Sarah, his wife, and Lot, his brother's son,
Mm-hmm.
and all their substance that they had together.
What?
And all their substance that they had together, had gathered, Salaki. And the souls that had gotten in Haran, Salaki, let me read that over from top. And Abram took Sarah, his wife, and Lot, his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. And into the land of Canaan they came.
Man, and not only did they go, but boy, they done went off. They done went with these big old Africans, man. Yeah, I mean, you going to the place like, I think these big old man. You saw? You want me right there? You trying to find out how to get on? You trying to find that get out of jail free card? Wait a minute, hold on, I got this card I've been saving. I don't know about that. But the fact is, he was to have faith that the Most High say, hey, do this. And to get up and do this. Because I know I ain't nowhere in the world, man. I'll be like, man, so I be barely, you got some cats that don't even leave Oak Cliff. I know some don't live downward. The downward, they number, what? The little bitty place. They don't even burn out from that mud. And then he talking about go to another country. Shoot. It ain't to, that's like me telling y'all, hey, go move to the Congo. Boy, I can imagine, boy. I'm already coming up with an excuse, and he ain't even told me. I've already got one. But let's go. Let's go back. But the brother showed he put that work in immediately. He didn't hesitate. He packed his bag and burnt off. And his wife right behind. She gotta have some faith too. Cause you know, like most of y'all women like, nah, this nigga go stupid. Gone your ass on. That's what y'all be saying a lot of times right now. We finna move where else? To Africa.
Just let you tell. We finna move, baby. Where we going? I don't know. But we going.
We going.
What?
And she ain't saying nothing. Sarah ain't saying nothing. Pack the bag.
That's right. Just to charge the women, what woman can really truly, you know what I'm saying, in spiritual discernment in the spirit, be able to just follow their husband in that shit.
And that's true, like you say.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
even like you say, you got people that won't even need to leave their neighborhoods or none of that. None of that, man. Like I heard a dude say one day, "Nah, man, I ain't finna move down there, man. I mess around and go to jail over there, man. Who gonna come see me?" I'm like, "Damn, you think about going to jail?"
And then look, Abraham could have been thinking that, who gonna come? I'm finna go to a whole nother country. Who really gonna come? Ain't nobody gonna. Nigga, I can't even speak the language. Then when I get there, these niggas running around here, all these minute balls running around here. Everybody's 7'6". I'm 6'3". And his grandmama was 6'9". So imagine all this whole country big. Big old nigga, big old folk. Shoot, man. And we won't even. They wrote talking about, no. North Dallas. Move to North Dallas. Nah, I don't go out there, man. I don't go. I'm talking, I know some Oak Cliff cat, I promise you. That side of 30, they ain't going up, nigga. The liquor store started before I'm going to South Dallas, right here on this side. I'm not going on that other. They don't do it. I know them, man. These mother went to a whole nother country. Whole nother country. That's faith. That's faith, man. That is faith, boy. I don't know the language. All I got is my last $2. This woman got she got some faith like a mug and her husband, boy, to believe his. Come on, Leo. Yeah, I know you love your mama, but you gotta let her go. Think about that. You know your mama in your ear? You married that dumbass nigga? Excuse my language. But you married him and you finna just run off with him? You know how the mama would have been saying, That's faith. Bye, mama. Get my bag and I'm gone. Bye, mama.
And she's supposed to have this faith.
And that's exactly what it's supposed to be
tell
like.
her, therefore shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife.
Bye.
Bye. Both of y'all, bye-bye.
Mm-hmm. So, I'll text you a tablet.
The desire to be done. I don't know where we're going, baby, but I desire you. Let's go.
Put it on the store.
So, let's go back.
Hebrews.
Yeah, 11. Let's go to 17.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 17. By faith, Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac. And he that had received the promises offered up his only begotten son.
Man, hold on. Y'all looking to see in this foundation. This is a solid foundation you getting built on. Now, this is, listen. First of all, we just talked about how it'd be hard just to leave the crib.
Yeah.
Just to leave the crib. Now, let's go to Genesis chapter 22. Y'all getting the foundation. Now, whether y'all gonna build on it, that's on y'all.
Man, and I know you skipped over it, but going back to Hebrews 11, Jeremiah brought that 1 Corinthians 3 and 10, at verse 10. For he looked for a city which had foundations, whose builder and maker is God.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You know what, boy? And when I read all of that, that hit me harder than anything on there. When he said, he looked for a city whose builder and maker was God. He looking in the foreign land, he like, man, hold on. I don't see no God on that. I don't see no. He was looking for the right foundation. Go ahead. 22, start at 1.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 22 and verse 1. And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham.
He did what?
He did tempt Abraham.
He did tempt. That don't mean he tempted to be going. So you got to understand, when God say what he say, he don't tempt you to do evil. James 1:13. He say he don't tempt you to do evil. So that means when he had tempted him, he wasn't planning no evil on him. See, Abraham didn't know, but the Most High already knew. I'm tempted. But I'm finna tempt him, because I'm finna tempt him to strengthen him.
That's right. It's like Hebrews 10:24. He provoked him to do a good work.
Exactly.
That's what he did. He tempted or provoked him to what? See if you're going to do these good works.
And that's sometimes when you go out there and teach. Sometimes you got to provoke somebody in order for them to listen. I remember Sammy, remember that time? Remember I was telling the girl, you had did it. You try to talk to her, and then she passed by. Then she said something. Then when you said something back to her, what did she do? She came over there and sat and listened now. I'm listening. But if you had to provoke her to do something good, sometimes you got to do that.
And that the Most High God tempted. He said, "I tempt Abraham." That's going into tribe.
That's right.
That's what that's going into. Because we know, like you say, James 1:13 said, "The Most High God tempt no man." So guess what? That tempt. Guess what? But he did say he's going to do what? Try us.
Yeah, he tempted not no man to do evil. As far as because like he said, the temptation, he allowed the tempter. See, he's not the
He
tempter.
allowed the tempter.
Yeah, he's not the tempter. He's not the accuser. He allowed the tempter and the accuser to come at you, but he's not the one doing it. But let's go, read that.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 22 and verse 1. And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham. And he said, Behold, I am here. And he said, Here I am, Salaki. And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains, which I will tell thee of.
Listen to this. It said, and he said, Take thy son, now thy son, thy only son Isaac. Do y'all get this going in the same thing? Who else did who was the only son?
Jesus.
The house. And then who else was it? Even though it was another son, he said his only son.
Yeah, Ishmael.
Huh?
But Ishmael was the son.
And Yahawashah, and who else?
What did he tell
Israel.
What did he tell Isaac? He said, You my first.
Israel. And Israel wasn't even the
He
first
wasn't the
born.
first. Exactly.
That's my
how you
firstborn.
first. That's right.
That's what he said. I knew you before the womb. How it gonna work out? Y'all my firstborn. But that's another subject. I didn't want to. I just kind of let you look at that while I was going on. But listen now. He said, "Now take thy son, thy only son." Who? Remember, he just throw the other one out. He let the other one go. Get him out of here.
What are you worried about?
Throw the baby out with the bell.
Same way we supposed to be doing with that Quran, throwing it out. Gone, nigga, gone. Because he said, thy only son. Man, see, first of all, y'all don't even want to leave the crib. You wouldn't have made a boat. You won't leave the crib. And I know damn well you won't give your son up to be offered. But some of you will.
That's another precept for you, brother Barakaya. I know brothers look for the precept for come out of Islam and so forth. So we literally see it in the scriptures where the Most High God didn't even acknowledge Ishmael as his child.
Right.
He said, my only son. No damn well he had another son. That's how he looked at Islam.
At Ishmael.
That's how he looked at Islam.
I know what you meant.
Yeah. That's what he said. I never forget that. But at the same time, man, that's what I'm looking at. See this foundation y'all get laid, so see what y'all gotta be building on. See, the foundation is there. Now you can't be coming over here building on this foundation with no Legos or nothing now. You gotta follow the plan. And what's the plan? This Bible. This the blueprint. I gotta set them out in the car. I know everything going on in the job. I know every piece that's got to be put in there. Even though I don't have to do it, it's a structure to what goes on. You can't just blame anything. That's the same way when David and his son with David and Solomon. Remember, David had to tell him what the temple's supposed to be built like. And he had told him, you stay here and you're going to write it down all this time while I tell you exactly this is how to found. That was the plans. This is the plans of the Most High God. And this is what he's saying. This is what we need to be following. This is the foundation. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his ass and took 2 of his young men with him and Isaac his son and clave the wood for the burnt offering and rose up and went unto the place of which God had told him. Verse 4. Then on the 3rd day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said unto his young men, abide ye here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship, and come again to you.
And do what?
And come again to you.
But let me show y'all something. See it, and everybody missed that. Went right over a lot of y'all head. Went right over a lot of y'all head. What did he tell the man?
He said, we'll be back.
We'll be back.
Both of us.
We'll be back. See, that's faith. Because he know God is true to his word. He told him to go up there and make sacrifice to him. But all this time, he didn't complain or nothing. Brother, right there, you got that little boy. Right? Where your little boy at? Where your little boy? Man, if God told you right now, go sacrifice him. See how hard it, see how the look on your face just a second ago. What? Like, what? See, just the thought of that, it got you disturbed. Just thinking about it. Imagine, he got to go do it. That's faith, man. That's faith. Now, you know, the modern day man with it, all right, because that means he ain't got to pay child support or something. I sacrifice it. Then take the certificate to the law. Hey, look, he sacrificed. Take me off the book. But the thing is, just the thing is, the faith that you have to have, man. To take your son, especially you proud fathers, this my son, especially one I got one. You know, this the only thing that's gonna have my legacy going. He telling me to kill it? Build a boat. We questioning the boat. Leave your peoples and go on to another country. We questioning that. Now, kill your son.
Man, you're right, man, because even I looked over there, like you said, me and the lad, we'll be back.
Exactly.
You know, the closer we get to the sun, we like, hold on, man, hold on. We right here, Lord.
Hey, look,
we at the mountain.
Look. And he going to, when they say they're far off. So when him and the kid walking, he looking around hoping at a lamb somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, the whole time he going, he got to be hoping to. I know he ain't really do it. He ain't really gonna do this. They ain't thinking, damn, man, am I gonna go back with him? Or just gonna be me coming out there?
No, because guess what? And in that thing, it wasn't just Abraham had enough faith. It was Isaac too.
That's right. Exactly.
He had the same faith.
Yes. Because we're finna get into it when we get down to him. Because when he talk about him, when we get to Isaac, I'm gonna show y'all. You gonna notice something about Isaac. Let's go. Did we finish that? Let's go to
Verse 6.
verse 6.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 22 and verse 6. And Abraham took the wood upon the burnt offering and laid it upon Isaac his son. And he took the fire in his hand and a knife. And they went both of them together.
He said they went both of them together. Go ahead.
And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father and said, my father. And he said, here am I, my son. And he said, behold the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering? And Abraham said, my son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt
And
offering.
look at him. Hold on. He looking around like, say, man, hold on, daddy.
We got everything.
Yeah, we got all this. We just ready to go. But where the lamb at? Where the lamb? Where we supposed to be sacrificed? Then watch what he do. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And Abraham said, my son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went both of them together.
Mm-hmm.
And they came to the place which God had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood.
Hold on, man. He said he bound Isaac his son. Nowhere is Isaac. Well, you know the kid be hollering. Especially the kid know what's going on because he done already had daddy. Where the lamb? Where the lamb? Then we get there, because they done been doing, they say the first time they done did this, they done sacrificed quite often.
Because guess what? He know he sacrificed quite often because he asked where
the lamb at? Where's the lamb? Well, we do this. And then he ties him out. Isaac ain't crying and whining. You know our kids, boy, you can't do nothing, boy. Can you imagine? Boy, we'd have been kicking and doing all kind of. You finna burn me, nigga.
You had to chase him down, man.
Well, no doubt, all through the woods, boy. And then Abraham would have been too old trying to catch him.
Prime example, when we was preparing the lamb for the Passover last year. Y'all seen how he had got away? We had to chase him down, man, because he knew what was about to go down.
Yeah.
You know, that was a prime example of that.
And that's the thing, boy. And it's boy here, they would have been like, "Where your daddy?" That's what they would have said to me. When I came out here, he back there somewhere. I ran. I took off running. I thought y'all both supposed to come out. I don't know if he coming out. I'm gone.
Trying to kill me.
He ain't do that though. So it's not only did Abraham have faith, the son had faith to lay down, man. Lay down. Okay, I'll just be the birth offering.
But so, and then in reading the Bible, this should let you know why the Most High God picked a specific lineage.
Yes.
He going through the same lineage. Guess what? That's why when you read verse 1, it makes more sense. He's trying the whole lineage of people all the way to the kingdom, man, to rule the world. This is why it makes so much more sense, man. Why we got to go through what we going through.
Got to, man. You got to have a foundation that went through this. And we think we really went through some stuff, huh? We really think we went through some stuff. But none of us went through just the stuff. Build a boat. Build a boat. Some of you Negroes won't even build a slingshot if I ask you to. If God said do it. He talking about build a ship. Leave everybody. Go. Kill your son. This is the foundation we're supposed to be set on.
So guess what? So we make it to the kingdom. Your children don't make it. Guess what? He ain't worried about you when he tell you to kill your son. Guess what? You ain't gonna have no problem.
Yeah.
Because if your son don't make it and you make it, and he said you be one of the 144, and he said you got to go kill your son, you ain't gonna have no problem. Because some people got a problem with that, man. But guess what? When you make it to the kingdom, guess what? You ain't gonna have no problem. No, that nigga wicked anyway. You going wrong with the 2/3, with like the rest of them. Oh, you go ahead and go. Because y'all the reason why we ain't got the earth right now. This is how you gonna be thinking. Guess what? When you try, guess what? You gonna be ready. You gonna be ready. And whoever, well, wife, okay, mom, brother, yeah, come on through. Line them up. You gonna be ready to do it.
Yeah.
Because you already know what the glory is. This is the Most High. Go ahead,
Praise. Let's go to finish that up, huh?
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 22 and verse 10. 9. And they came to the place which God had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood.
Mm-hmm.
And Abraham stretched forth his hand, and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of the Lord called unto him out of heaven, and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here am I. And he said, lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest God, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in a thicket by his horns.
That's the ram they were looking for the whole time they were walking. They were looking for this ram. And here it is. Now it just showed up.
There was no. They was hoping.
Yes, hope. Exactly. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. Go ahead.
And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for a burnt offering instead of his son. And Abraham called the name of that place Jehovah Jireh.
Jehovah Jireh. Jehovah Jireh.
Jehovah Jireh. Yeah. As it is said to this day, in the mount of the Lord it shall be seen.
That means God is my provider. That's what that means. Man. And like I said, that's the foundation for your butt, ain't it? That's faith. That's faith. So that's why a lot of times, man, y'all gotta understand when y'all doing these things out here with, man, look, I know it'd be hard to get here sometimes I get tired, but you gotta have that faith like that. See, we don't like to walk on faith. We say we do, but we really don't be. We say we trust God, but we really don't be trusting God. We say we talk real good, but we don't really put the action in that you need to put forth.
And that's so true. That's just like how the men is in the congregation. Guess what? Esau tell your ass to be at work at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't give a damn what you talking about. You can get mad and get angry all you want to. Guess what? 4:15, you be getting out the shower, man. Damn. 4:30, you on your way to that mud. 5 o'clock, you'll be at the door. Guess what? Ready to go to work. Women the same. Guess what? And in your role said you're supposed to be a keeper at home, but a lot of you won't even barely even tie your shoes, man. That's sad, man. You don't want to get what, but Esau tell your ass get up and do every damn thing. You gonna get your ass up and do it and be a good ass slave. That don't make no sense, man. That ain't how that thing work. The Most High God didn't never, like you say, look at how our forefathers did. Man, go build a boat, man. I'm finna kill everybody here with water. It's finna rain out the sky. And he telling everybody, it's just like we telling the people in America, man, they finna destroy this place. And the people like, man, y'all better get y'all, man, we tired of y'all on the block. They tired of us out there, yeah. But when it really happens, though, it's when it really happens. These, like you say, when you looking at the hindsight, like, a lot of times you can thinking this, man, this is the heavy, I'm talking about heavy class on, really on a day-to-day how we supposed to be, man. It makes no sense there, brothers and sisters think they can look over it like the Most High God not looking. He expected everybody to be in order. The reason why we in one of the main reasons why we in captivity, because we was servicing our God with joyfulness and gladness of heart, man. That's why the curse is upon us, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's like one thing. And I gotta give a little honor to my wife on this one, because she had said I had made a comment about because she was out I ain't got that much money. She said, I said you shouldn't have gave your money back to the brothers who for the garment. I was like, that was your money. She's like, nah, but I did a good thing. I was like, yeah, whatever. That's exactly what I was thinking. And then, right when I was thinking that, she's like, well, I was doing what I felt was right.
Jesus on the main line, huh?
Yeah. So, and then right as I said that, the next day, she had got a new job. Started out at $35 an hour. Then, on the first orientation day, they pick her as a lead and give her another raise. God dang it. And I asked, boy, that's exactly what I said. I was like, oh, man. I was thinking in my head, damn. I was like, boy, shoot, I was wrong. I had to admit, I was wrong like a mother, but Most High said, nigga, she had faith to do what
Obedience.
And look what happened. I was like, dang. I was like, shit, I think I need to quit my job now. Man, god dang. What you want me to do, baby?
Get a precept on that, man. Go to James chapter 1, man, verse 12. Now this right here answers that thing even concerning, like you say, when you read Genesis chapter 22 and verse 1, it's talking about how the Most High God tempted, I'm going to read this, make sure that, we're going to go to James chapter 1, verse 12. It said, and it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham. What does that mean? Let's go to James chapter 1 and verse 12. Make sure y'all writing that precept down beside it. Read that up.
This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the man that endured temptation.
He said, blessed is the man that endured temptation. Read.
For when he is tried.
That's what the trial was being. That's what the temptation was. He was being tried. Read.
He shall receive the crown of life.
So guess what? That's how you been getting the crown. Like you say, through obedience. You was being tried. Just like you made the analogy about your wife. She was being tried. See what she gonna do if she gonna do it for real. These are our tests. Sometimes, guess what? We fail some, we pass some. But the Most High God expecting us what? To endure these temptations. Guess what? Be in obedience during these temptations so we can receive the crown of life, right? Read.
Which the Lord had promised to them that love him.
Because guess what? That's to show him. We showing the Lord that we love him. Guess what? Through our obedience. That's why he took away sacrifice, man. He said obedience is better than sacrifice, man. Go ahead,
All praise. Let's go back to. Now I'm gonna go to. I gotta start closing the class. Let's go to Luke 7:50. I'm gonna give y'all two scriptures and then we'll get the. Because I want to see. I'm gonna bring out. I'm gonna bring this out. I'm gonna bring out a law. See if y'all got faith to start doing this law, because I'm gonna tell you we never really brought this up, but we talked about it before. But let's go to 7:50.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 7 and verse 50. And he said to the woman, thy faith has saved thee. Go in peace.
That faith, her faith got her saved. But see, Christians think that's all they need. Right? That's all. And then they going by this little weak faith. You can't tell me they going off the same faith foundation that we just viewed. That ain't the foundation they've been going off of. Because that right there took action. That right there took some sacrifice.
Right. Matter of fact, let's get a precept in James chapter 2 and verse 18. Because this is like you say, these things takes action. This is what the Most High God expected us to do. Let our faith take action, man. When you get there, I'll read.
This is the book of James, chapter 2, verse 18. Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works.
Read.
Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works.
We're going to show, guess what? And that's what the Most High God expected us to do. To show our faith by our works, man.
Mm-hmm.
He expecting us to do these things, man. Go back.
No. Stay right there, because I had that in here. I was going to go ahead and pass it, but since you went over it, I might as well go ahead. Yeah.
Verse 20. But thou wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead.
What?
Faith without works is dead.
Faith without the law, statutes, and commandment is dead. All you Christians, you dumb pastors.
Go ahead, man.
Huh?
Go ahead.
It's without works. If you are not doing the law, you don't have it. You're not making it. Faith without works is dead. And if we got a whole lot of, if we run around there doing the law and don't have faith in your house and don't have faith in the Most High, guess what? We ain't making it. Vice versa. See, but they like to take it one way, then the other way down. Now, forget that. Now, we don't want to do that part. Because that's what they say about what's the name. When they go, they use, what's that scripture they use about, it's about faith. It's, they use it all the time. I had it.
paraphrase what they say.
I got it on here somewhere. But it's talking about faith, but then it's also that it's a scripture that James, in fact, James, go down the line with Hebrews.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes down the line. James chapter 2 go down the line with Hebrews chapter 11. Because one of them tell you the faith, and the other one to tell you
Man, while you
about the work.
While you looking for, I'll go on something right quick.
Yeah,
Go give me first
Hold
seven.
on, let me read on down on this one right quick.
yeah, because that's where it goes down. I was going for.
Verse 21, was not Abraham our father justified by works?
But I thought it was faith.
Was not Abraham our father justified by works?
Because when you go to Hebrew,
Oh, that's what I was looking for. Golly. That's it. Go ahead. That look, but hold on, break it back down. Go say it again.
Verse 21,
That's
was not
exactly what I was
Abraham our father justified by works?
Because they was using the 11 and 1 where it's talking about 11 and 3 where it's talking about Abraham is justified by his faith.
Right.
So they use half of it,
Right.
but they don't go to the other part, which all put it together. He said, faith without works is dead, and vice versa. Works without faith is dead, and faith without works is dead. They without both of them, because like I said, they use the 11 and 1 of they use Hebrews 11 and 1.
I don't use this.
But don't use the second part.
And the funny thing about it, they say all of this about Abraham, but guess what? They never bring about Abraham was keeping the commandments.
Exactly.
He was making the sacrifice.
Commanded, the man, it was commanded quite a few times. Mm-hmm. Imagine, leave your crib, leave everybody.
No, but like you say, if you building an altar, I mean, if you sacrifice it, what is that? That's keeping the commandments.
Commandments.
He keeping the commandments. I'm talking about if they don't bring that up.
He commanded him to leave. He kept that. He didn't question that.
I'm going to read this right quick. Just the book of Genesis, chapter 26 and verse 5. Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. So it's literally telling us that Abraham was keeping the commandments of the Most High God.
My statutes, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Mm-hmm. All of them. He named it all. He was doing all of that. Oh, that's a hitter. That's a hitter. That's a hitter. But the laws hadn't been created yet. That same thing y'all said with back when Adam, too. But we found out he was going by some commandments and laws, statutes, commandments. Then they talking about Abel. We found out they were going by him. How do you think they was making the sacrifices, bringing it to him? Then we find out that when he just knocked somebody, there's probably a lot of them laid out right now. Oh, what you just pulled at. Because that right there just letting you know. Abraham himself followed the law, statutes, commandments. Right. Even though they wasn't even ready yet. Moses ain't even born yet.
Let's go to Sirach right quick, man.
Bring it out.
Man, chapter 44. It hit on every point that we was talking about today. How Jeremiah brought out that the tried or the tempted was his what? Trying him. Sirach chapter 44, verse 20.
This is the book of, start at verse 19. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 44 and verse 19. Abraham was a great father of many people. Mm-hmm. In glory was there none like unto him.
And that's another cut to the Christians too. In glory was there none like him. So when you want to talk about Abraham had faith, yeah, but the faith that is unimaginable.
And he had works.
That's right, to prove it.
Works.
So read on, watch this.
Verse 20, who kept the law.
Who did what?
Who kept the law
go ahead.
of the Most High and was in covenant with him.
And was in covenant with him. We already know. The covenant is given to Romans 9:4. Read.
He established the covenant in his flesh. And when he was proved.
And when he was what?
And when he was proved.
When he was tempted or tried or proved.
He was found faithful.
That was found faithful, man. That was righteousness of him, man. So yes, he kept the laws by what? Being proved. When he what? Proved himself many times. Sacrificing Isaac. What? Going all these things, man. Getting circumcised, man, when he was 87 years old. 86 or 87, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's
these are things that deemed his righteousness or being kept by the law. You know what I'm saying? So it was more than just faith. It was the works that he put in as well, man.
Go down to 22.
Verse 22, with Isaac did he establish likewise for Abraham his father's sake, the blessing of all men and the
He
covenant.
said with Isaac, Isaac did he establish likewise. So he said that's the same thing. He established that likewise because both of them had the same faith. Like that's what the Lord gonna provide us a sacrifice, man.
Mhm.
Wasn't worried about it, man.
Isaac, what he did establish likewise. Boy, that's a strong agreement, man. Lay down and let me kill you. Okay, Daddy.
This ain't playtime either because you got wood and fire.
Yeah, he know what happened. He knows what goes on that, man. He knows what go down. Let's go to first John chapter. I'm gonna use this and we'll go to what's next. I got plenty more, but we'll I know I made it long. Let's go to 1 John 5 and 3.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
They ain't grievous. Go ahead.
For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world.
He said, whatsoever is born of God. Those that are keeping the commandments. That's why I gave you what it's talking about. Those that love God. Because he said, if you abide in me, I abide in you. That means if you're doing my commandments, I'm in you. So he's saying, look, he said, those people who do that can overcome anything in the world. Which goes back to the faith. You got faith. We should have faith in keeping God's laws because when we do his laws, it lets us know he with us. And we can overcome everything. So quit crying about your problems from here on out. You should know I keep the commandment. I'm not worried about that. If you got a problem, that's what your brothers and sisters here. Ask them and he'll take care of it. Ask them. He got all of us in place for a reason. We are family for a reason. Quit sitting up there hiding yourself because something goes wrong with you. Don't hide yourself. Bring it to the forefront so your brothers can help out. God put us here for you. We here for each other, man. But we got to have faith in each other, faith in God that we are a family and that we are a nation of people that's doing what God say do. But that's because we're doing what God say do. I ain't worried about it. You build, don't be shy. This family. You got a problem? This family. I know some of we done been tore up by our real families. We don't know how to be family no more. But God is teaching us how to be a family, a nation of people. Because I can tell you right now, there's some of them in the world, the family I had in the world, I don't too much like them. I'd rather be here than with any of them. Let's go.
Verse 4, for whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world.
See, if you're a winner, you'll like this statement. So I'm a competitive guy. I'm a competitive guy. You can't beat me putting grass on the water that's running down the road. I'll tear you up. I get the right leaf. That's how I'm a competitive guy. I like victory. See, you should like victory. I don't know no losers that like losers. That's what they trying to teach your children now. Everybody win here. No, they not. They got to be 80-0. They suck. And your kid ain't no good if he on that team. I'm going to tell you straight off the top. If I had a team like that, I'd tell them to go home. Y'all to go home. We ain't practicing today. Y'all ain't no good.
I sure do it too. I do
Yes.
the same thing. Hey.
Oh, let's so everybody get a trophy.
Yep.
No.
Cause don't bring me to the game with you, cause I'm gonna tell people if you suck. I'm gonna tell you.
Yes,
you
yes.
I will do it.
Oh boy, don't he suck, boy. That boy at Oklahoma, he probably got better because of you right now.
So,
We was at the gym, over at the tournament, basketball tournament. This boy going to Oklahoma. Boy, they treating him like a star. We sitting over there, me and Jeremiah, we at the game. It done got quiet in the gym too. They patting him out on the thing. He's superstar. You know, he boy playing solid. Jeremiah done stood up in the middle of the gym. It's quiet in the world. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of embarrassed on this one. But I must say, man, yelling. You ain't gonna be crap in college. You sorry to sell him go. You can't go. Boy, he started calling out he can't go left. He can't do this. Boy, that dude looking, boy, it was dead. Everybody looking at Jeremiah, and he just like, that told the dude. That lady was patting her head around, and she didn't know what to do. Like, God dang. He played right now. He played in Oklahoma. He got better. He got better because of what boy, when he realized, boy, when he told him that shook his world. But that's the thing about it. But when you like victory, you will take all the rebuke. Because that's what it takes to win. You'll go through all the trials and turmoil. Because that's what it takes to win. You ain't going to be no winner. If an athlete in here, you know dang on well, you is not winning if you ain't practicing great. If you ain't going to the weight room, you going to lose. Because your opponent going. I used to get up every morning because I thought I ran an extra mile because I thought my opponent was doing it. I thought. No, that nigga ain't finna beat me no more. No, he ain't beat me. So that he might be getting up at 4. I'm gonna get up at 3.
3:30. I'm at least 3:30.
He might run 5 miles. I'm running 7. Just because I thought this Negro was finna what's like. That's how we need to be in this truth.
Yeah, we gotta prove.
Put in the work. We gotta put in work. It ain't no what's name. I ain't never seen nobody lose no weight if they ain't doing nothing. They not gonna do it. You gotta get up and do something. You're not gonna get in shape by saying, I wanna be in shape. No, you gotta get up and do something.
That's just like the Christians say, y'all can't keep no law. Guess what? We out here proving it.
That
We showing them each and every day. We gonna have brotherly love. We gonna unite. We gonna come together. People we ain't never seen before.
Yes.
I ain't never seen you. I ain't never seen brothers. I ain't know y'all in the world. But we gonna show you how to get it done. Get her done.
That's what's making them mad.
Jeremiah tell the brother, you can't dribble left. I'm going the whole court left-handed. Nutmeg left hand between the leg left. And then I'm gonna look at him like, what?
He can do it
I'm
now.
gonna prove it.
But
He can do it now.
He wasn't doing it then.
Exactly. He couldn't do
I'm gonna
it.
prove it.
We saw he couldn't do it. But you know why he can do it? Because he got told something that he wasn't getting told before.
And we gonna prove. We prove it.
See, they were pampering. They was all like this something done. Had a white lady doing too. I mean, they were getting the water. He wouldn't even touch the water bottle.
That's why I told him. I said, boy, you get caught, you ain't gonna be nothing.
Boy,
I said, you getting this right now, they not gonna do you like that.
the whole gym just,
Boy,
it's silent. I'm talking about silent.
Well,
Yeah, I know. I already know. I was checking it out. And on that note, we're going to say shalom. Let me get this law right quick. Habakkuk. I'm not Habakkuk. We're going to go to Leviticus. I'm going to give you 2 of them today. Leviticus 19 and 19. I know this one here, we had never really talked about it, but I'm bringing it out today. I've talked to these brothers about it already. So I know it ain't gonna be something y'all gonna do tomorrow, but it's gonna take time and patience.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 19. Ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed. Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee.
See, it said a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon us. People. And I had looked this up too. I'm going to give y'all some information if you need it too, because after this. We need to get to these 100% natural fibers. That's a law. See, when we found out we was eating pork, when we found out about pork, what we start doing? Stop eating that pork. Then when we started, you can't be the Israelite in the grocery store. Israelite boy, they be all in the grocery store. That's porky now. I don't need that. We on to the next thing. That's how we need to be doing with everything we got in the law. That's why I always tell y'all, what you can do it. Now some things we can't do, but what you can do it. Your life depends on it. And I'm giving you warning because it's not gonna be, y'all blood ain't gonna be on my no. That's why I'm gonna tell y'all these laws. And this is what we need to be doing. You need to be getting, not only that, when you got 100% natural fiber, guess what? Your body breathes better. Your body reacts better. You remember when we found out about pork, what we found out? It wasn't no good. It was tearing us up. Same way when you got mixed fibers on your body. Does the same thing. Tearing your body up. A lot of sickness. And even when I when I looked it all up and started going deeper and deeper, it was telling me those a lot of the diseases that we get, not coming from the stuff what's. That's why a lot of times you be like, how did it happen? Probably because the clothes we got on. What's so bad about it, they know about that, just like they know about pork. But you think they don't know about that? Why you think it's so hard to find 100% this and 100% that? But go ahead. That was it on that one? Go to Deuteronomy 22 and 11. Jeroboam, you had the other one, Ezekiel with the beaver, the fur. I need that. 16. You go to Deuteronomy 22 and 11.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 11. Thou shalt not wear a garment of diverse sorts, as of woolen and linen together.
We should be mixing the fiber. That's woven together. That means like the fabric like this. Not because you're wearing this with that. It's like, it's what's name. And like I said, I got other things that tell you about how that when you absorb, your skin absorbs from the fabric that you wear. And that's why I asked about linen, because when I look up linen, why linen is the best. Even the priests couldn't go into the temple unless they had linen. They would have on garments, they had to take those off, put on the linen garments in order to go in there. Why? Because they couldn't sweat. So that let me know that these fabrics got properties values. Because if this allows you not to sweat, that means, guess what? That's a property value, right? It's got a property that goes on in there. So that means if it ain't allowing you to sweat, it's something that's made for you not to sweat. So it's doing something.
That's right. So like you say, because the priest couldn't be what? Unclean.
Exactly.
So that's why they couldn't go in there and sweat. They had to wear certain. That's why they had to wear linen, so they can go in there and they won't be unclean because they will do what?
Sweat.
They'll be dead.
Yes. You had to be 100%. And that's the thing. You had to be. And the thing, that's what he said. He's saying, look, this is what you need to put on. Because you go in there with that other stuff you got on, you're going to be dead. They're going to have to pull that rope out. Y'all know about that, huh? They had to pull that rope. They wasn't going in there. I ain't going in there, nigga. But tie this on your ankle. The nigga don't move, they drag his butt out now. Because he dead. We'll talk about that another time. But you finished that? Give me that one you had.
The book of Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 10. I have clothed thee also with broidery work and shard, thee with badger skin, and I girded thee about with fine linen, and I have covered thee with silk.
See, now what he's saying is, now if I got this, see, and I attach this around it, that's not woven. So you can have a natural garment, but with other things put on them. That ain't what it's saying, diverse like that. See what I'm saying? Do y'all get what I'm saying? I just want to let it be known. Because see what he said, he got linen, the different linen, and he had fur that was on the garment.
Because we know what a badger is unclean, but guess what?
Yeah.
Concerning fabric,
clothing, it's unclean to eat. It's all right to wear the fabric. But the fact is, we can put that on the garment, but like this is woven. The fabric that makes your garment, that's woven. That's what it's talking about. So when you go to the store and you look at your shirt and they're saying 60, 40, you don't have to buy that no more. Just realize that. You don't have to. We be acting like we got to. No, you don't. Now, we done all got on it. I'm telling you, I got a closet full of it. When I finish, I probably only had, I might have to come here naked a couple of times. I'm just. But what y'all know what I'm saying. I'm just saying, I might have to throw a lot of my clothes. I went through the first 5 shirts. How many? About 4 of them on this floor. Cause I can't wait. I'm like, dang. It ain't like I said, I know it ain't finna take y'all. I know dang on will. And ain't none of y'all finna run back and throw all that out. Cause you lying to be just with one dress. Or you're lying to be just with one shirt. But take your time and start going through these things, man.
Right.
And start trying to get to the point where we got on natural fibers. Because it'll help our bodies, man. And if I showed y'all, just look it up. Look it up. And you'll see for yourself. Don't even take my word for it. Look it up. And y'all will be like, man. And you wonder why sometimes we get sick and stuff like that. Fibers, clothes, didn't think it. Didn't think it. But then again, I didn't think the pork was killing me neither. But it was. I dang sure didn't think the lobster and the shrimp was, but it was. Why do you think? They know. That's why I said it's hard to go in the store. I remember it used to be a time when you used to see it all the time, 100% cotton, 100% this. Now you going in there, you be like, man, hold on. The same people who made that stuff that you see 100, it's not 100 no more. It's telling you. That's what I said. If you don't know, you just don't know. But if you look on and it's telling you, I believe him. I believe him. And God said, don't do it. Just don't buy it. You act like we don't have to buy it. Keep your money in your pocket till you find one. Let her know we say shalom out.